Hi, everybody. I think I'm back. I think I'm back. Let's see. Have you been gone for so long? I'm gonna ask you a question. A question. Let's see. Let's see. Am I back? Let's see. Oh, it was me. Oh no, because of your internet issues. No, something just happened. OBS disconnected. I think I lost internet for a second. Nowhere else in the house did. It was just me. But I think I'm back again. That was a fun stream, Cryptid. No, I'm back. Superstar, I'm back. Please. Man, uploading the VODs later is gonna be a pain in the butt again. Hi, Noxley. It's so good to see you. To be... That's supposed to be the original use of Twitch? Wait, what do you mean? Yeah, the Mama Bluba is back. Auntie Bluba's back. Wonderful job, Chatty Matty. That's awesome. Am I back? I think everything's working again. Oh man, no, not a fun way to start the stream with tech issues. Oh man. You made her a zombie? You're super proud of making her for free? Yeah, that's a huge accomplishment. That's a huge thing. That was the sippy. Okay, that was that redeem. Let's go ahead and take a look. You said it was in art. Oh my goodness. I gotta show off the thingamajigs. Let's see. I go to window. And then I go to not VTube Studio, Discord. Do you guys see it? Look at Hide and Heart's little zombie VTuber. Oh my goodness. Yeah, we're back. That's so cool. I'll be blue and you can be green. Eventually we'll form a task force and we'll get all the cool colors. Right? Oh, Twitch sucks butts tonight? Is it a Twitch thing? I thought it was just a me thing. Purple next? Yeah, Zatra, so you see the vision. Are you doing good? Are you well? Are you rested? I'm rested enough. I was so upset. I came back with Mama Cryptid from that long drive. We stopped at all these different stores and stuff in each state trying to do different yarn stores because we're like, well, we're already here. We might as well stop at yarn stores every 2 hours and stretch our legs. And all the yarn stores were like awful. I didn't get any yarn. Oh my goodness. But anyway, so we finally got back. It was late. We were tired. I come back in. I go to my room. My cats have peed on the bed. And I'm like, no! No, I don't want them to have peed on my bed. I was so upset. It was just like that little straw that like broke the camel's back. Oh my goodness.
Sorry, I caused the stream to glitch out. I
Oh
thought
no.
the Ethernet cable was a snake. I first started to bite on it and then we became friends and we had a beautiful story about friendship overcoming all, and then I realized it was a wire and me hearing it talk was just from the electricity frying my brain.
Baby raccoon! Baby raccoon, are you okay? Are you okay, baby raccoon? Can you still hear your thoughts buzzing around in there? Do you still have some sparks flying? Oh no, but here, you'll stay on top of the fridge where you're safe. I asked Roots if they could make it was gonna be a surprise. I was gonna get the world's largest sweet tea container thing. I sent you guys pictures in the Discord. As a surprise, I was gonna switch it out with the fridge so it would look like baby raccoon was there. I didn't see it set up though. They said they were gonna try, but I guess they didn't. She's very pretty. I hope her chat points can make her fall apart like a real zombie. That'd be pretty fancy. You put a little to bed. Aww. They love messing with the VTuber face tracking. Oh, that's so cute. That's so cute. Alright, let me go back here. Until document. There we go. Sorry, it was stolen. Have you seen Raccoon News? No, I always try to watch it on stream. That way you guys get the official Cryptid reaction. Baby raccoon is going through stuff? What? Oh, do you mean he's physically going through stuff? Here you go. Now he's better. He's better now. That's a very cute zombie. It's the cutest green zombie we've ever done seen. There's no raccoon news yet? Oh no. Okay. Oh good. I didn't want you burning yourself out, but so it's gonna be a thing that it was stolen? Don't give me any more pop-ups. What's happening? I didn't know the world's largest sweet tea was stolen. Baby raccoon, did you do something with that? Oh, you got hit by some crazy writer's block? Oh, that's never any fun. Yeah, sometimes with writing we gotta power through the writer's block. That's always the thing. You gotta get into the groove. That way you're writing even when you don't want to write. That 30 days challenge that I did on stream, where every single day I showed up and I wrote, even though I had no idea what I was gonna write. That was hard, but hey, I got work done for it. I got the main meat of Three Little Witches done. That was good. Yeah, but writer's block sucks. So I did ping the first couple of people. Let me see in chatting if they... It was Maximum Sharpie. It was Lord Sanctify. I don't believe I've seen them. Oh.
I had an out-of-pineapple experience.
Yeah?
When you were gone, I felt the world slip away. I was floating above my body, and I couldn't feel anything. There was a bright light. I went towards it. It was the big fridge in the sky. Pineapple pizza was waving for me to join it in the fridge. I did. Then I ate the pineapple pizza, and then woke up from a food coma this morning.
Yeah, see, I think it was just the food coma, baby raccoon. I think it was just the food coma. Could you help me with your appearance description, please? I'm not quite sure what you're looking for. I think we mentioned before in chat, the official cryptid model will have antlers. I want her covered in jewelry. She's gonna be covered in jewelry. I love jewelry. She's gonna have the shadowy deer legs. I want her, not that it will really ever be shown, but just for official canon, I want her to have a little deer tail too. I just think that's cute. I want her to have the glowing eyes. I think that would just be like fun, like the little reflective animal eyes. I think that would just be a cool touch. I'm not quite sure what else you're looking for. Most of the stuff I really like letting artists mess around with stuff. I think artists are better at picturing things than I am. Again, like Scabby Draws was the artist who originally made the concept art and then the PNG tuber. So that was mostly them with just all my ideas. And then we just customized the Suika model to get as close as we could to it, which is this one. And when I hire a model artist later this year, once I reach the year mark, I'm going to start looking to get the official art and model made. Then I'll have some things that I'm like, no, this is what I want. It will be this, and this. But everything else, I'm like, I think artists can come up with some really cool stuff. It's so iconic. This is a customizable one, so it's the Suika one. So as far as like merchandise, stickers, anything like that, making postcards, anything like that, I can't do too much with this one because I don't own the rights, right? It's just a customizable one. I want to eventually get the official Cryptid one, which would be a custom one. And yeah, she'll still be blue. She'll still be your blue, but it's all good. But I really want my antler horns. I just always have these horns, and I'm always like, oh, these aren't the right horns. I want antlers for Cryptid. You almost beat up Maddie? Oh no. This is my cocoon stage. That's right, this isn't even my final form. Hi, what? It's good to see you. But yeah, Aria, hopefully everything will be so good and amazing when I get another model that you'll be like, oh, I missed the first blooba, but you know what? It was worth it. So yeah, if you have something in particular description-wise that you wanted to ask me, Zoe, like I'll try, but I just have like general things. Who are you reading tonight? I pinged people, but I don't think they've responded. Big War Sam, I teased my friend by trying to put a photo from the kawaii cat filter.
Anti-Cryptid.
Oh?
I joined the other raccoons in bugging Chatty Matty. He recently
Oh,
got
yeah?
a new headset, and I cursed his stream to have no voice for an hour. He was blessed.
Yeah, oh my goodness. That's so hey, at least I'm not the only one who suffers from tech issues. We've all been there. We've all been there. Hi, is it Bitzer? Is that how you say it? Bitzer K? Hello, welcome on in. Just the general description in text form, please. Oh, okay. Yeah. I got you. I can do that after stream tonight. I'm sorry you've been waiting so long. I've been busy. Hello, welcome on in. So let's see. I did ping 3 people. I don't believe they're on yet. So let's take a look. Let's see who's next. Let's see who's next up in the thingamajig. So that was the first 3. After that is Callie, but I think Callie left the Discord. And I don't have another way to message them. So the other one was supposed to be Callie. And then it's actually Deathhead. I think Deathhead was the one who asked. Oh, it's Bitzer. Okay. Bitzer K. Got it. So, Deathhead, are you still on? Do you want to go tonight? Yeah. That's who I have next to, at least in my forum. Unless I already read you recently, then I just forgot to do it. Oh, you can't tonight? It's all good. Okay, I was in your stream earlier. I hope everything's doing good. Yeah, I just think I think they just left the Discord, so I don't have a way to message them, but it's all good. Maybe they'll pop in another day. So let's see, Deathhead can't. Then the next person is Dew on the Grass. I don't know, have I seen a username in chat called Dews on the Grass? Like, it's like Morning Dew, like D-E-W. Dew on the Grass. Yeah, it was something. I don't know, though. I don't know the drama, and I don't need to know the drama. Now onto their in-world counterparts. Cryptid is a cryptid. Yep. Just a regular cryptid. And I don't know if I'm a regular cryptid, but I am a cryptid. And there's Root. Is it Root or is it Roots? Hold on. Let's see. Isn't their name plural? I had to double check now. I think their name's plural. I think they're Roots. A raccoon that gained human consciousness and intelligence, including anxiety, depression, and maybe many other things. We're just gonna keep adding on to the list of things that trouble Roots. Oh, is Castle on tonight? I don't know. Nice. Okay. So let's see. I don't think I've seen Dew on the Grass. So Dew on the Grass, if you're here, if you're a wonderful lurker, no shame in that, but you just gotta let me know that you're here. Okay. So let's see. After Dew on the Grass, I have Cam Gilbertson. You poking fun at them for being late. After that, I have Cam Gilbertson. I don't think I've seen them in tonight. Man, I tried doing the little thing where I pinged the first 3 people in the Discord, and even then, here I am trying to figure out who's next. I try to be ahead of the curve, and here he is. Here the curve is, still smacking me in the face. Him being on time is like you being quiet. Oh no. The shade. Cam Gilbertson. After Cam Gilbertson, if Cam's not here, then it's Superstar. I think Superstar's here. Hi, Superstar. Do you want to go tonight? You can tell I was thirsty at the rock. Oh my, I had a full glass and I'm already like over halfway done with it. That's so bad. Nothing special, just a cryptid. And there's Roots, a raccoon that gained human consciousness and intelligence, including anxiety, depression, and maybe many other things from Cryptid and their weird, unconscious reality warping ability that they don't realize. Yep, I don't know what you're talking about. That's just how the world is. What do you mean? I'm not warping reality at all. I don't have that power. I'm just a blue cryptid. Oh, thank you. Here's your sippy. Did Superstar respond? Okay, yes they did. They said sure. Oh, thank you for the bits. Okay, let's go ahead and see here. So this is the comedy fantasy. Let me copy the link here. I gotta figure out a new system for getting everyone's stories read on time. So the Google Doc form did help figuring out who's who on stream, so that was a huge win. It did fix that issue because some people's usernames were different. So it helped with that. It also made things a little bit more organized for me. I'm just gonna put Superstar. We'll see. I need my OBS. Agreement. Properties. Okay. You're streaker? Oh, 3-stream streak. Oh, thank you so much. Terrible Novelist is another streamer who does writing workshops. What about a terrible what? He has a schedule set, and you can just fill in for certain times that might be helpful. Yeah, oh, don't word it like that for the streaker. That's true, it is a little funny. There's another streamer who does writing workshop. He has a schedule set, and you can just fill in for certain times that might be helpful. I don't want it to be too much of a schedule. The reason why, the reason why I've been hesitant on setting a schedule, like someone claims, like if we start streaming on Monday and someone claims Friday, right? Oh, Friday 10 p.m. That's gonna be my slot. The reason why I've been against that so far, I've been trying to work around it, is because, again, right, I have endometriosis, sometimes I feel sick, sometimes I'm not able to stream because suddenly I feel too bad to. So if somebody claimed a slot on a day, and then I have to cancel that day, because I don't feel good, because I just physically am not capable of doing it, suddenly that either throws off the schedule, right, it throws off everybody. Do I reschedule just those people? Do I push them to next time, and then everyone in the slots after that are pushed off? It leads to scheduling conflicts. It leads to me having to commit and know how my health is going to be for those days. Oh, thank you for the lurk. Yeah, so it's distracted to oblivion. Hey Cryptid, did you include Discord username and Twitch username just to help you out on figuring out who's who? In the Google form, it's just the Twitch username, because that's normally what I go by. I'm normally just looking in the Twitch chat, back and forth talking with whoever's in Twitch chat as I read the work, so I don't super need to know their different Discord username. In Discord, I can just hang out and vibe, and we're all just chatting and sending gifts back and forth, and it's just a fun time, right? We're answering questions. It's not super necessary that I know whose story was whose if their usernames are different. It's not super relevant. But for the Twitch chat, I need to know who the author was, who submitted the story. That way I can talk to them and ask questions and see if they're in for their queue rather than skipping over them accidentally, because I didn't recognize it was that username. So I could, but it wasn't super necessary. Says the person to schedule, make a schedule. Hello, welcome on in. Yeah, that's right. So that's why. So I'm trying to figure out what's a good method of this. Before there were so many things that I'm like, oh yeah, I could just roll call like a few people, and whoever like answers the roll call, that's what we'll do it. And then some people were getting upset, right, because they would miss the roll call, but they would still be in the Twitch chat. They just weren't in the Discord, so they never answered the roll call. We got a fridge. We don't got a fridge, to clarify. We don't have a fridge. Only Baby Raccoon has a fridge. This is the fridge Baby Raccoon won from Raccoon Channel 6 News from the Wheel of Fate. They won it. I was wanting to win it so I could store food for all the raccoons, because you guys all wanted more fresh trash to eat. And the Wheel of Fate chose Baby Raccoon. I'm not still salty about it at all. We're fine. Yeah. But yeah, so Baby Raccoon's been hanging out in the fridge. So yeah, let's see. So I had to think what's gonna be the method. Roots. Sure. Were you able to get the picture of the sweet iced tea thingamajig?
No.
Yeah, I was looking. I'm like, oh, I only see the fridge. I don't see the thingamajig. The raccoon at least lost some weight from getting electrocuted, so yay for more food space. Is that how it works, baby raccoon? Do you have more room in your belly for food? Oh, okay, I guess so. I guess they're nodding along. So yeah, I guess they got more room in their belly. Jesus, before I was feeding all the raccoons. Now it feels like most of the food budget just goes to baby raccoon. I don't know where they store it. It's the new hip diet they're all talking about. Eat the sparky wires. That helps you. Nobody quote me on this. No, don't take this out of context. This is just a joke. It's not real. Do not electrocute yourself. No! Roots is in the background saying, it puts a tingle in your belly. Like, no. It's the new spicy food. Spicy. Too late, immediately took it out of context, now chewing on exposed electrical wires. The helpful sparky buzz wires. Oh dear god, you raccoons are so silly. Excuse me. Some idea of that? Mm-hmm. Ah, you saw your you saw your own skeleton? Put it back. What was it doing? Get back in there. Unless you got an upgraded one. Sometimes you can get upgraded ones. I've heard. Like, if you don't like yours, and you're like, someone else's skeleton looks a little bit better. For meeting the electricity? Oh. Try getting somebody else's. Maybe theirs will be more electrical proof. You never know. Like Pokemon types, there are some that are more, like, immune to electricity. Maybe you just need a different Pokemon type of skeleton that'll be more immune to the electricity. Do not take Cryptid's advice. This is not real advice. This is all just for funs. Let's see. So we read chapter 1, right? Or did we just get most of the way through? She spun the rod gingerly and it almost didn't totally slip out of her hands. Good enough, she said. Yeah, I think we finished chapter 1. Amazing logic. It worked exactly like you see in cartoons. Of course it did. That's basically real life. Chapter 2 is where you were perfect. Sweet. So, for a recap for all my new raccoons who are just joining us, Chapter 1 was introducing the main character. They were seeing an ad in this fantasy comedy, more modern day setting, where the ad was selling like, oh, you can kind of be an adventurer. It's this adventure app. You sign up and you'll do quests. And you'll gain levels and points and stuff, and you can go on different quests. And as you know, this late night doom scrolling thing, the main character decided like, whatever. Signed up for it. Took a terrible picture, right? Unflattering. Oh no, I've been clipped. Why don't you guys clip me at my best? Why do you only clip me at my worst? And so accidentally clicked on an app for dealing with a rat, right? And it was like, yeah, I could do a rat. I could fight a rat. Got it. It's now on a timer. They have to get there in a couple minutes and beat up this rat. Now it's, oh no, where I need a weapon. So they took a curtain rod. Fantasy heroes, that's right. Oh, you're always at your best. Dear God, I need to be better. If this is my best, I need to work on getting better. But yeah, now she has this wooden rod, and our character's gonna go out there and try and beat up a rat. Chapter 2. Oh, can you guys hear that? I don't know. Chapter 2. It was a wonderful time of year, when the snow covered the trash bags, making the city look like a winter wonderland. And let me move my phone because I think you guys can hear it when it goes off. There you guys go. I can't read the title. Let's see. If I full screen it, maybe I can. Eat the sparky sparky wire. Oh no. Okay, let me set up my OBS again so I can actually see what you guys are typing. That's funny. That's funny. But no, don't eat the sparky sparky wire. Mouse work. The chill in the air was trying to kill her fast with its high, icy winds. Her body struggled with the sudden, sharp temperature drops. Still, she made a promise, and as she was a tiny bit scared to disappoint the app, she marched on. The job was in the borough of Blighttown. Ooh, I like that name. She'd have to take the train. Easy enough to get to, but scary to ride late at night. Oh, she said to herself. It went by the Wizard College, and the train would be full of drunken, partying wizards. Screw it, she said as she ran to the train station. Put the wire in your cereal? That's what makes it sparkle with magic. Well, milk does help with spicy food. And if an electrical wire is the forbidden spicy, maybe milk helps the forbidden spicy. You never know. Good advice doing it right now. Oh no. Superstar, let us know. Is it the red wire or the blue wire? A black wire? What kind of wire are you using? just the Oh no. It's magically delicious. That's somebody make a note of it in the Raccoon Channel 6 suggestions area. This is gonna be the next the next big thing. We'll advertise this next Raccoon Channel 6 news. You're such a good influence tonight. Well, actually, an electric wire in your cereal can harm you. Oh, we have an expert over here. I didn't know we could find experts on electrical wires in cereal. Okay. So put dirt in your cereal to avoid that. Wow! Everyone hear that? We got the official expert chiming in. So I guess, does it have to be any particular type of dirt? Does we're in Florida. Does sand work? Florida, most of our dirt is sand. If it's just dirty sand, is that fine? All of them have different tastes. Red is ah, a blue is ouch, black is yikes. Also, hopefully Baby Raccoon didn't throw away the 5 raccoon-year fridge warranty. Baby Raccoon, you kept the warranty, right? Sand is not dirt. Oh shit, we don't. Fuck, where am I supposed to find dirt in Florida? We got sand. Adjust to taste on the kind of electricity? Where am I supposed to find dirt? I only got sand. I got sand and swamp water. Like a lot of things, the answer is it depends. Maybe if I... Okay, if I use sand instead of dirt, could I swap out the milk for swamp water? Would that help? Don't worry, you can find dirt on Archie's Dirt House shop. Why does Archie have all the shops? How did Archie get all the capital to start this? Hold on. Sorry, okay, I'm back. Insider trading? Archie's doing insider trading? That's crazy. I didn't even know we had the infrastructure to start insider trading. Did you raccoons already start like stock exchange? What's happening here? Florida raccoons make do? Oh my goodness. Hi, Roots. The raccoon news budget is no joke. He sold out to a big coyote. Don't bring the coyotes into this. Okay, plenty of coyotes are nice and wonderful. That's why we have the coyote guard. Some of them are absolutely to be trusted. Okay, just because there's one or two bad actors, don't be giving all coyotes a bad name. Alrighty, alright, I'm gonna focus. Stock exchange? We have a smug exchange? Oh my goodness, yes. See, as soon as you raccoons could discover capitalism and stonks, it was all over. See, what is the difference between a raccoon and a human? This is the same thing. Bad actors. That big coyote was brilliant as Hamlet in the theater production of Macbeth. Wait, Hamlet and Macbeth? Some of the script pages might have got mixed up. I was about to say. I was like, wait a second. I don't think Hamlet was in Macbeth. Those are different things. Screw it, she said as she ran to the train station. The choice of trains always overwhelmed Lonnie. Various types of trains transport people throughout the city. The most expensive were shifter trains, which travel interdimensionally, meaning by the time the passengers got off, what had been hours for them was only seconds to the rest of the world. Listen, we had a damaged copy of the complete works of William Shakespeare. We kind of stitched together a few players. We think it makes sense. You guys were very creative. Not all coyotes. Oh no. Someone just says in earlier, the reason why I highlighted this before I forget about it, Winter Wonderland is kind of it's like an overly used phrase. It's like a very common overly used phrase. So if you could consider getting rid of it and like changing it for something a little bit more unique, a little bit more in the vein of what you're trying to convey, I would suggest changing that one. Excuse me. I was just telling them, like, coyotes are wonderful. Coyotes are great. Just because there's one bad actor coyote doesn't mean all coyotes are bad. We have the coyote guard for a reason. And they're respectable members of society. Archie's alignment is chaotic capitalism after all. Man, I know I was the one who said that, but man, if it doesn't come up and keep biting some of us raccoons in the butt. I still have the monopoly on patches and crafting. I do all the sewing for you guys. I do all the crafting for you guys. I make embroidery patches for you guys. Okay, that's Cryptid's job. This new headset is so good. That's awesome. Archie won't snitch on the coyotes. They are good friends. That's right. So this one is that length, smidge longer, a bit longer. Thinking of this one. Lonnie wasn't traveling on any of the independently powered trains. She was going with a train pulled by a spirit dragon, summoned forth by a wizard. They are temperamental beasts who go at their own pace, and they're cheap. Spirit dragon to Blighttown, Lonnie said. So let's see, I'm looking back on the earlier chapter. Life must have gone da-da-da-da. She pulled her kitchen stool over to the window, climbed onto it, and grabbed the rod holding them up. It was a thick, solid wooden rod. Drapes fell violently to the floor. She got up, pulled back the drapes, and touched the window. What had she just done? Let's see. Oh, I'm just twitching. Oh, I'm sorry. Was I out of the thing of the... My bad. A little editing on my lunch today to fix a few things, but anything else I need a second or third eye. Okay, okay, so it wasn't just me. I was trying to, like, figure it out. I'm in the next draft. I'm gonna try very hard to fix it. Okay, perfect. So you're already aware of it. I was looking at it, and I'm like, okay, it's this tense, this tense, this tense. So that's what I was kind of looking through here. I'm like, was it this tense in the previous chapter? I was going back and forth a bit, trying to remind myself. So, okay, there is tense switching. You're already aware of it. You're already working on it. All good. I don't need to point it out then. We're good. What I am noticing is, so it describes different types of trains, right? The interdimensional trains, the shifter trains, these various types. But we don't actually deal with any of those. We're dealing with the Spirit Dragon one. So I'm wondering if, do we need the description of the shifter trains, or is that going to come in later? So Spirit Dragon to Blighttown, Lonnie said. The halfling at the ticket booth looked up from its phone and studied her face. Why would anybody go there at night? It asked. I don't know. I think it might be my destiny, said Lonnie, as the halfling handed her the ticket. She had hoped that nobody would be there, but it was Saturday. Eyes capitalized. So the platform was thick with people. Lonnie sighed and tried to find a place to sit down. No luck there. Every seat was taken by a humanoid. She gave up and saw a comfortable wall to lean against. She tried to pull out her phone, but gave up on it when she heard the eerie, quiet sound of a glass armacordia. Is that how you say it? No, that's just a problem. Has been a problem. I've had forever that I can't keep track of tenses. Might have something to do with being dyslexic. Hey, I get you. And hey, this is the perfect stream for you here to hang out with fellow dyslexic writers, right? I'm dyslexic. I have the dyslexia. I have the dyscalculia. Is that the math one? I think I have that one too. Hi, Dew on the grass. Oh, I was calling for you earlier, so it's so good to see you. Hold on one second. I'm just gonna mute the mic to cough. Okay, sorry about that for you. I'm glad you guys couldn't hear that. Keeping track of verb agreement can get pretty tense, but That's how you say it? Oh, perfect for the dyscalculia. Yeah. So hey, I totally feel ya. It's totally a thing that's understandable that we struggle with certain things, that certain things just don't click for our brain. Sorry that the model's glitching out. I was rubbing out my eyes. But hey, it's all good. And that's why, again, some writers, we do the best self-editing we can, and then we get critique partners, we get other writers to help us with stuff. And some things we just can't do as writers, right? It's very, very hard for us to do and catch that kind of stuff, whether it's spelling stuff, whether it's tense stuff. So that's why even the most professional writers in the world, right, they, no matter who it is who then gets picked up by a traditional publishing gig, they go on, they still get rounds of editors. They get all those editors to help with stuff like that. There's the copy editors, there's the line editors, there's the developmental editors. There's all these different things that are there to specifically catch stuff like that. So it's totally okay. We can't wear all the hats ourselves. We can't catch everything. Oh, did I miss my chance? No, don't worry about that. Like I said, I was just saying, like, oh yeah, I didn't forget about you. I called you earlier. You're all good. I just want you to know that I hadn't forgotten about you. So maybe after this one, if I'm still up for reading more, you could be next. Does that sound good? Yay! Yeah. So let's see. So a glass armacordia. Musicians came to the train station to busk. Every instrument in the 9 continents played here, from flutes to nose flutes. From lutes to nose flutes. Got it. I messed up that one. So when I'm looking at this scene, we have her... What it looks like, it's snowy. So we know, okay, it's snowy, it's late, it's past 2 a.m. We know where she wants to go, which is Blighttown. We know she needs a train to get there. And then we have a ticket booth. But we actually don't know too much about where she is. What does this train station look like? Why is my model glaring? I swear I'm not glaring. I try to explain things and give critique very positively. I don't know why my model's glaring. Come on, Cryptid. So, I'm wondering if we do need the descriptions of the shifter trains, of these different types of trains, on the spirit dragon trains summoned by wizards, if there's all these different types of public transportation and all these different methods of it, maybe we could explain it by explaining the physical train station. What does it look like? Is there one section? Cryptid's in a bad mood? Hey, it happens occasionally. If there's one part of the train station that has the spirit dragons lined up, or the wizards lined up ready to summon spirit dragons. If there's another part in the far corner that has the shifter trains. If there's this part that has like the larger trains for like giants and trolls and stuff, right? Because they can't fit into some of the smaller trains. All that different. If there's a way that the train station is organized, then you could describe what it physically looks like and therefore mention the different types of trains. And then Lonnie specifically goes over to the spirit dragons. But she's mad about it because it will have to go by the wizard college. Alright, god damn those drunken wizards. Let's see. The gentle weeping of the Armacordia drew Lonnie in. Ooh, okay, so right here, spelling error. This time it's spelled with just a C in the middle. This time it's spelled with a CH in the middle. I'm not sure which one's the correct spelling, because I haven't seen this word before. But whichever way it is, make sure it's being consistent. Drew Lonnie in. Its player was a dwarf with dark black hair tied in a bun and a well-groomed beard. His eyes fixated on his instrument. The Armacordia is made of glass bowls, each decreasing in size. Through those glass bowls is a rotating metal pike. The pike's speed is controlled by a pedal at the base. The music comes from the player dipping their hands in water and then caressing the side of the bowls. This is what produces the lovely wail. It's kind of a word I invented. This is a real instrument, by the way, but I gave it a little bit of a different name. Okay, then yeah, whatever name you gave it, just make sure it's consistent. Like, this one's without the H, this one does have the H, and then with the H again. So just be consistent with it. The player's hands danced over the cup so fast that it was hard to distinguish any fingers in the blur. The player's head and body were so in time with the harp that it made Lonnie forget the glass harp wasn't an instrument of boogie. It was like listening to a chorus of polite ghosts singing the melodies of sad breakup songs. So player and player is repeated twice too soon together. I think we could switch it up to maybe the dwarf again, so we could do player and dwarf, or dwarf and player, because it was a fantasy dwarf that was playing it. Just some other word that we're not using player back and back. Let's see. Lonnie could find a beat to dance to in any song, and her shoulders grooved to the harp's eerie wails. The player smirked at her and fell out of the rhythm. His finger ran up against the razor-sharp side of the blade and split open. Lonnie and the player were too busy grooving to notice the glass bowls turning a bright shade of red. "Ah," she said. "What?" said the player, finally noticing his blood-soaked instrument. "Oh darn," he said, laughing to himself. So this could be the same paragraph, because it's the same speaker. "Are you okay?" she said. He held up his bleeding hand and waved it off. "No worries," he said, using his free hand to pull out band-aids from his bag and apply them with delicate precision. Risks of the trade. "Are you sure you're okay?" said Lonnie. He held up his hand and started on the song again, and after a few mistakes, he got the flow back. Lonnie stepped towards him. She had no idea what she could do to help, but she made the step. "Patashka, please, I have rent," he said. Tucking his cut finger under his thumb, he acted as if nothing had happened. "The fifth to Blighttown is arriving," announced the PA. Lonnie wanted to see if he was okay, but she did need to go. All she could think to do was to toss the guy a 10. This seemed almost a little bit like a sidetrack. Like we're in the station, we're getting ready. She's worried about the drunk wizards. It seemed like we were going one way. It almost seemed a little bit of a detour here. Is the instrument player gonna come back again? Is this gonna be plot relevant later? Does this character come back? Otherwise, then we have chapter 3. Oh, and chapter 2 is really short. Let me see how long chapter 1 was. 1, 2... almost 4 pages. And then 1, 2. Okay. And then chapter 2 is just 2 pages. I'm gonna give you a second to type, that way I'm not rushing you. I would have loved the first paragraph to include lutes to nose flutes. Oh, let's see. This very first one with the weather? Is that the one you're talking about? Or a different one? No, you don't want to influence your notes? Wait, what notes? I think you're worried about giving me like a first-time reader type thing, and I give my feedback as a first-time reader too, but also understand as a critique person, as another writer, as another like editor to learning this stuff. There's not like a spoilers thing. There's not like a secret thing. I sometimes do need to ask and clarify stuff like, what is the point of this? What is the meaning of this? Does this come again later? Is this important to you? Is this important to the story? If it's not, then I might say like, oh, cut this. If it is important, then the note becomes, okay, then we need to adjust it. We need to change it somehow. I do have like thematic reasons why I include some of this stuff, but theoretically, it's more about theme and building a conceivable world. Okay. So this isn't about plot relevancy, this is about just the world building, the atmosphere. I think then we can still have the scene of her tossing like a 10 to someone playing an instrument, but some of the stuff of she's hypnotized, she's always been able to find rhythm and stuff. I'm like, was this new to her character? Most of it, if we actually look at what happens in the chapter, most of the first paragraph is the temperature, the setting. Then we have, let's see, a couple paragraphs of what she does, right? She's going into the train station, she's worried about the drunk wizards, she gets her ticket, she talks with the goblin, or the halfling, about where she's going. She leans against the wall because there's no available seats. But then over a page is just dedicated to the music player. So that it's giving enough emphasis that it's plot relevant. If it's just world building, I think decrease the interactions with this model, stop glaring, with the instrument player, and maybe increase some more descriptions of the setting, of the drunk wizards, of her being worried, of her having anxiety. When was the last time she left her apartment and was on the train? Is this a character that's been stuck inside a lot? Dwarf is another example of somebody who has to do a job to make money. Okay. Okay, so this is all about capitalism. The spirit dragon means that rich people just have more time because they're rich. Spirit dragon. Let's see. Let's see. Spirit dragon. Let's see. Spirits have more time because they're rich. Did you use the right? Yeah, okay, I was about to say, the spirit dragon went on its own pace. The other train was faster. The shifter train. Okay, got it. Literally, rich people get more time. That's true. They can buy more time. They buy time. That is true even in our current society. Let's see. But does that really apply to her? Because she's not even using the train. So is this a theme of the different types of trains that doesn't really apply to the character because she didn't need to use the other one? Hi Vera, it's good to see you. Let's see, what was someone doing on the grass? And the sudden unease of the injury exacerbating the chaos she's feeling. There's something about the sound of the scene informing the muffling of the weather. Oh, I'm stretching. But she does have spare money. She can just toss this guy a 10. And she does have her own apartment. I'm not sure how she's been paying rent. She just got this this job on the app as a spur-of-the-moment thing. I'm gonna keep reading a little bit. So chapter 3, because chapter 2 was only like 2 pages. The train car was both long and cramped, and most of the chair's padding had vanished into the ether. Oh, my lo-fi beats. There we go. She got a front seat as she enjoyed looking through the small porthole in the door. It gave her a good view of the train wizard in charge of the spirit dragon pulling the train. Train wizard in charge of the spirit dragon pulling the train. This is repeated a little bit. Now I'll rephrase this sentence. The wizard was in his early 200s. He had a long white beard, a blue pointy hat, and was busy smoking a cigarette. He weirdly stared at the clock, checked it against the watch on his wrist and his phone, and then he took the final drag, then summoned the spirit dragon. Please do not stare directly at the spirit dragon, the PA said. Staring at a spirit dragon directly was like staring into a sun. A sun or the sun? Just something to clarify. All anybody ever saw of them was blinding white lights, and that's why the head of the train was covered in steel. Spirit dragons weren't like dragons with flesh and blood, which needed the funds of a small nation to be kept alive. Spirit dragons were the souls of dead dragons, thus making them cheaper. They don't need food, water, or a place to sleep. They come from the underworld and then return once they're done pulling the train. The train door closed. Please keep all hands inside the train while moving, the PA said as the train lurched forward. Lonnie spied around to ensure no one was looking at her before removing her hand from the window. Oh, this is a different font. Let's see here. Hi, Roots.
How much do you think you want?
Just a few pieces. Oh, just came from a different document. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I was just noticing, like, oh, the font changed. Can I ask you for a refill on my water, too? Thank you. That's very nice. Across from her was a young man not much older than her. At best, she guessed he was 25 or 26, blonde-haired and blue-eyed, and was curled up on 2 seats. He was desperately holding close to his heart a bottle of vodka. Didn't mention she had her. Thank you. The train jostled his eyes open, seemingly independent from the rest of his body. So my first thought, I think what I was thinking through earlier in the back of my brain, and I started going on because I was like, oh, I don't have the words for it yet. Let me just keep going. So this is this an underground train? Is it an underground train? Is it like a subway? Not like Subway, like the sandwich place, but I'm talking like an actual... Roots is in the background saying eat fresh. Yes, it's a subway. Okay. Okay, it's a subway train car. I was thinking like actual trains that were like above ground. And then I was getting so confused a little bit with Thank you. Oh, that's very nice of you. Should I pour some in the hand? Hold on, we're getting a food situation here. Okay, that's good. Oh. Yeah, so it's a subway train car. That makes sense. I was thinking it was above ground, like a normal train, because trains are above ground too. And I was like, wait, if this thing's so blinding, if it's so dangerous, if anybody outside is just looking at the spirit dragon, wouldn't they be blinded too? Yeah, it's meant to be a subway. Got it. And that could also have been clarified just in that earlier scene I mentioned of like, oh yeah, describe the train station. So it's not just a normal train station, it's a subway train station. It's below the ground. She took steps below ground. She's surrounded in this concrete cavern. You'll move it to the wiki? That's so exciting, Zoe. Eventually I'll be able to help, I swear to God. Oh my goodness. So yes, yeah, clarifying it's a subway station. The train jostled his eyes open, seemingly independent from the rest of his body. He'd mutter a spell under his breath, and the vodka would float out of the bottle and right into his open mouth. It was a wizard from the local wizarding college that was just a few stops away. So this one, it's saying he was. I would say maybe more from Zoe's point of view, being like, oh, he must have been a wizard from the local wizarding college. That kind of thing. Making it a bit more... You think of subways as normal train stations, but... That's just my personal experience. Yeah. Up north, right, Massachusetts, you can go on, like, actual... Like, when I was a baby cryptid, still up in Massachusetts, one of the apartments we were at was actually right behind it was a train station, like an above-ground train station. And, you could hear the trains coming and going all the time. Okay, got it. Woo, said his redhead friend standing next to him, writing a colorful catalog of curse words all over the passed-out wizard's face with a permanent marker. Oh, but he's awake now. The redhead was also probably a wizard. The clues were subtle, but his shirt that read, "Wizards are magic in the bedroom," gave it away. Let's see. Well, I thought that as long as they were busy messing with each other, it would be fine. Because standing right next to them and trying to scoot away was a well-dressed bee person. It was fine to keep its eyes open, as it was smart and knew never to trust a drunken wizard. It was clutching its messenger bag close to its heart. Lonnie knew that look on the bee's face, the, "Oh, please don't throw up on my messenger bag, I'm begging you" look. Lonnie had lost enough art homework to them. Okay, so Lonnie was an art student. Hi, Sanctify. I'm gonna take a bite of some crunchy chicken real quick. Hold on. Oh, that's charcoal. Wait, aren't you meant to be off making your fortune by flipping raccoon finds still? No, we came home late last night. So I got some sleepies. I woke up today, we did some cleaning, we did some tidying up. We're getting ready to get things reorganized. I have some orders I have to fulfill. I have some clients to reach out to still. But no, we're all back. We're all home. We made it back home safe, yay! I even already did the bank runs. I already reordered some more supplies for us. I did all the boring business admin stuff. It was bleh. Yay, safely! Right? Yep. We even stopped at some yarn stores on the way. I'm in awe of your efficiency. Please don't be. Please don't be. I'm not that efficient. And when I am, I'm pushing myself too hard. It's horrible. There's no winning. I'm just gonna eat my charcoal chicken. Hold on. Now you're back to reading yarns, mostly low in fiber. It's okay, it's okay. We need more fiber in our diet, that's all. Could you tell about the stitches you learned? The unquestionable question is asking Cryptid about the original intention of their YouTube channel thing. The senses, when given room to breathe, can carry an environment so far. I absolutely agree with you, do. Cryptid the charcoal eater. I don't want to be known for this. So let's see. The question you want to know is about the stitches I learned? I don't know. I mean, you can do stuff with, like, particular hand stitches. I've learned, munch, munch, crunch, crunch, carbon. Charcoal's good for you, yes. Puts more raccoon fur on your chest. There you go. Like, I've learned, different... 2 titles I've used so far. The Bone Eater and the Charcoal Eater. Okay, one of those is more badass than the other. I'm thinking, stitches I learned. I mean, you can do... That's more like hand sewing techniques. I mean, general, just sewing machine stuff. You're learning, like, the purposes of stuff. Like, how long or tight you should have your stitches for different projects. If you should be doing a zigzag for stretch or just a straight stitch. Everything else is kind of more decorative for machine sewing. You're mostly just using zigzag or straight, like 90% of the time, if not 99% of the time. Hand sewing, then you're using different stuff. Then you're doing different things. Oh, are we talking about knitting stitches? Oh, okay. Wait, I'm so sorry. I thought we were talking about hand sewing and sewing. Okay, so yeah, so knit and purl are the stitch types for knitting. Cable's not technically a stitch type. It is a technique. It is a knitting technique, but it's not a new stitch per se. I'm taking all these notes in with deep consideration, by the way. Hey, I'm glad when I'm not being sidetracked that I'm at least giving you food for thought. Some of the stuff I say could be helpful, some of it may not be, but thank you so much for considering it. It would make more sense with the yarn thing. A popcorn stitch. Let's see. Does the popcorn stitch, what is that technique? I need to... Popcorn stitch. Knitting. I'm looking up. It's created by rapidly increasing several stitches into one loop, then decreasing. So it's just increases and decreases. It's not... It's a new technique, but it's not technically a new stitch. We call it stitches, but I believe technically knitting is only knit and purl. Those are the only 2 stitches technically. Everything else is techniques. And then someone's gonna be like, oh, aren't the increases and decreases, knit 2 together, yarn over, all that stuff, aren't those technically different stitches? And no, they're techniques technically. They're techniques to do. Also, hopefully you could check out the doc. I think... I could be wrong. I fully admit I could be wrong. I think for knitting, the only 2 stitches are knit and purl. Everything else we call stitch. Like, I'm a huge fan of the linen stitch, right? It's still... Linen stitch is still technically what? Knit 1, move 1 over with yarn in front, and then knit the 1, and then move 1 over with yarn in front. It's a technique, but it's not a stitch. Next you'll be saying tomatoes are fruits and peanuts are not nuts. I only say technically because I know if I'm vague about it, someone's going to clip it later, and then somebody who's actually a knitting expert or sewing expert is going to be like, this Blooba doesn't know what the fuck she's talking about. See how fake and stupid she is? Meh, 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 meh. So I have to be... I gotta be clear. I gotta say stuff right. Ugh. Hopefully you could check out the docs. Sure. Let's see. Sorry if it sounds like I'm being defensive. I'm really not. I'm always up for notes. It's just sometimes I'm like... I time to think about them. Hey, that's totally fine. You've not been too defensive. Don't worry about that. There have definitely been some... somewhere I'm like, okay, somebody's being a little too defensive or a little too mean or not taking any critique of you. Okay. I see them. I see them. Don't worry. You're not on that level yet. I'm all good. Was planning, not planning to clip. Yeah, you need time to think about it. Yeah, it's an important thing to think about. You need to let it rest in the back of your noggin for a bit. See if it's a good idea. See if it's a bad idea. Hi T, it's good to see you. Her eyes then fixed on the living, breathing hoodie sweatshirt in the corner. Okay, it wasn't magically enchanted, at least not to the naked eye. It's just whatever creature lay in the depths of that sweatshirt had the hoodie pulled so low, all she could really see was it, the jeans, and the big giant headphones it was listening to. This was one of her people. It was hard to put into words what her people were like, but desperate losers fit best. She put herself in with them. They were both just trying not to take up too much space. Joe makes me, I feel like I'm a bad person. Oh, don't feel like you're a bad person. To get notes on stream, because I'm like, yeah, that could work. Yeah, this can work. Hey, listen, stuff has to settle in your brain for a bit. I'm not asking for you to constantly be in chat every 2 seconds being like, yes, that's right, Cryptid has all the best thoughts. Cryptid's right about everything. Every idea I've ever had is wrong. Cryptid sees all. That's not what this is about, right? And absolutely, I might tell you guys something wrong. I might say something you disagree with. I 100%, it takes a certain step back, not just to get critique, but even a further step back to examine a critique, to be like, okay, what is this other person saying that aligns with my goal and my vision? What are they saying that doesn't? How have you been, Cryptid? I've been sleepy. The peanuts, don't try to treat tomatoes as nuts. It will not go well. Tomatoes are technically fruits. That was the point. In culinary use, they're generally treated as if they were nuts. What? What? Why did you just make me read with my own eyeballs? With my own cryptid eyeballs. Ow. Oh. I had the least burnt part of the chicken. It was still pretty burnt. Tomatoes have seeds that are the reproductive organs of plant that eats their fruit. Don't worry, your little blue head. I was about to say, I know I talk a lot of kudos for you guys. That's like, you guys teach me something every single stream. I learn something from you guys every single time I stream. It's really amazing. You guys are all so smart and unique in different ways, and I learn something from you guys every time. Sometimes I don't need to know things from you guys. Sometimes knowledge I didn't know is fine and dandy being knowledge I didn't know. What do you mean tomatoes are treated as nuts in the culinary world? No. The sleep deprivation of 4 hours of sleep every night for the past few months has finally been catching up. Oh no, T, I hope you're it's not good because I have exams next month. T, you gotta start working on your sleep schedule. You gotta start figuring out something that works. Poor T, you need to get some sleepies. The Rock Eater? I would never eat Dwayne The Rock Johnson. He seems like a nice guy that shouldn't fall to cannibalism. I think cannibalism is a very harsh sentence. The Rock would probably be too gamey, possibly. They were both just trying not to take up too much space. They had no grand destiny of their own. Prophets would sing of their ability to fill out empty seats on trains. Would prophets sing? Prophets sing about important things. So in this metaphor, this metaphor almost seems a little off, because prophets probably wouldn't sing about them. If you're talking about how like they're desperate losers, nobody talks about them, they don't do much. Prophets probably wouldn't sing of their ability to do anything. Go to sleep, this is a threat. But you ate their cousin, Dweeb the Salt. Listen, Dweeb the Salt had it coming. Had it coming. You blame your lit class piling shit tons of work at once? Oh. Hi, Nova. Welcome on in. Yeah, so Dweeb had it coming. Sorry, I was chewing. Nova, why are you saying sorry? You never have to say sorry. This is just a comfy little place to hang out. You can show up whenever. I never want you guys saying sorry for showing up later. I'm still here. I've been fiddling more. Yeah, with your model. It was so... I don't think you heard it, but I was saying when you were leaving to put the littles down to bed, you were saying that the littles have been playing with the face tracking on your model, and I'm like, oh, that's so cute. That's so wholesome. That's so sweet. Oh, what is it saying? I had to maximize it to see. Almost sweet? Well, what's almost sweet? Oh, no. Please, please, as long as it's not as bad as the... What does yaoi taste like? It's a little salty. Okay, then I'm good, I'm good. Then it's not as bad. One day I'll do a tier 3 sub? What's the tier 3 sub? What's that one do? But also, you guys don't ever... I don't ever want to make you guys feel like you have to do stuff. This is just a hanging out spot. And I was like, oh, crap! Cryptid Roots is on! They love it, but it does make testing it hard when they jump in the camera, because it freaks out. Oh, that's so sweet, though. Your currency also gets 2 times the points. Ooh, just saying. Just saying, 2 times the points. I need to find more fun redeems. Let's see. It's not really much of life, she thought, and then immediately felt really bad for projecting quite hard on whatever humanoid lay inside that hood. Maybe that's why she liked adventurers' biographies. It was that and, like, all the violent sword fights, which were fun too. Schedule proper equipment maintenance, lest your equipment schedule it for you. Yeah, trust me, I've been realizing that with actual industrial equipment and sewing machines and embroidery machines and industrial embroidery machines. Oh my goodness. You're almost at 27k points! Woota! I'll be honest, I give you baseless money. Take my free sub. Hey, all good. That's right, give me the free sub. If you guys can do a sub and it doesn't take any money out of your pocket, all the better. All the better. If they have Patreon, Ko-Fi, fourth wall? I haven't heard of that last one. This bit is much better for the creator. Hold on, I'm chewing. Yeah, sure. We don't have that yet. I was thinking of doing the, oh, thank you for the bits. That's very nice. Sorry, I'll focus again in a second. I was thinking of getting a Ko-Fi soon. Roots knows how to set one up, so I'm going to ask Roots to set one up soon. Again, you guys do not have to pay or anything on the Ko-Fi. I just thought I'd have it up, you know. Be nice. Ko-Fi, I apologize for the typo. I've never heard of it before, huh? I want to do a Patreon in the future, but I don't want to stretch myself too thin. I've already realized, like, oh yeah, the streaming, the business running, the prepping for stuff, the trying to do developmental editing stuff or developmental audit for my... It's a lot of stuff that I need to balance a bit better, and I would want to... Fourth wall. I need to think of something for Patreon to do. I was thinking of having an exclusive Writers Club critique group on Patreon. That would be a little bit more like tight-knit because it would just be a Patreon thing. But then I was also like, okay, well then how do I schedule that in with streaming? Because I stream every other day to let my voice recover. So then if it's a Patreon thing too, how do I fit that in without losing my voice? Do I take away a streaming day? I don't want to do that to you guys. I don't know. I had to think of what I would actually do with Patreon. And then, there's early access stuff. Like, once I do YouTube videos, you guys can have early access on a Patreon. But I'm not doing too many YouTube videos yet. I just want to do, like, 3 or 4 a year. It also lets you sell stuff. Oh, that's neat. You would offer exclusive raccoon news in that for you? That's so cute. That's such a neat idea. But also, I don't want you getting burned out. I love it so much. It's such a fun thing. But I also know me doing fun things here, it's so easy to burn out. And I'm so scared of that happening. Because I'd like raccoon news to be a thing that happens for a while. So I want it to be sustainable for you, right? Oh, sorry, I'm chewing too. So let's see, now I'm focusing again. They rained bits, so I would focus. All the violent sword fights, which were fun too. I like that line. Her favorite part of riding on a train is time takes its time. There was nothing else she needed to do, especially not think too hard about the stupid, dumb thing she had signed up for. She got out her phone and started the audiobook she had been listening to in fits and starts for the past 6 months. Hi, Enya! So cute. 1 paid member critique per stream? Everyone else is in the normal queue? I don't know. And I always feel bad, so I don't want to do too much with paywalling critiques. If this is supposed to be a community thing that people can hang out and do all that. So I gotta think about it. It might be something I had to... Maybe just an advanced release? Oh, what's this?
Auntie Cryptid. Auntie Cryptid. I heard of this thing called Five Nights at Freddy's lore and I learned it. Basically this man named William went Koku and killed 5 kids for immortality and he succeeded in his goal, but that ended up in all his family and himself dying, then becoming immortal, and he died multiple times but came back. He also somehow mind controlled many people and made them kill for him and made this kid Gregory kill for him. And there's even more I haven't learned yet, Auntie.
Wow, you learned a whole lot, huh, baby raccoon? If you're ever interested in the FNAF lore, then of course, as always, I know the FNAF lore. I know all of it. I know all the FNAF lore. I know everything. I would have visions. The God themselves reached down into my dreams at night and woke me up and blessed me and cursed me with FNAF lore knowledge. And then I would wake up at like 3 or 4 a.m. and text Roots all of the knowledge I had been blessed and cursed with. And they'd be like, go to sleep. And I'd be like, okay. I know all the FNAF lore. The original YouTube I was going to start was not for Cryptid Roots. I was going to start a FNAF lore YouTube channel. Just to get it all out of my system. And then I was like, nah, I lost interest in it after a while, and the business was picking up more, and it was whatever. God, is canon and Cryptid lore? There's a dream spirit thingamajig, and their name is just God. They have they them pronouns. Like, gasp! I would have still followed it. Everyone would have disagreed with me, but I'm like, I know the lore. But I feel like that's any FNAF lorist, right? Everyone disagrees with you. Oh. But yeah, of course, somebody named God is canon in the Cryptid universe. Who else do you fight in a Denny's parking lot at 3 a.m.? So you've been listening to the audiobook in fits and starts for the past 6 months. Lol, Karen. Oh, you'd fight a Karen in a parking lot at 3 a.m. behind a Denny's? I met someone named Godwin once. That's such a funny, cute name. Archie holding a spoon. You guys want to fight everyone behind a Denny's parking lot at 3 a.m. You guys are such violent raccoons. It was Calidor Darkstar's autobiography, The Last Barbarian. Oh, thank you for the hydrate. Here's your sippy. I needed that because I've been eating so much charcoal. Gotta release all that capitalism somehow. So it's Calidor Darkstar's autobiography, The Last Barbarian. Darkstar was the last true adventurer of the Old Kingdom who had fought evil wizards and monsters galore. He had written to himself. The syntax errors and honesty had given it away, making it hard to read. Lonnie was heroically determined to finish the book, no matter what. Well, if it's an audiobook, she's just listening to it, so then aren't the syntax errors not as bad? I'm just dropping in before sleeping to celebrate that the first draft of Red Waves is finished. Huge congrats. That's awesome. That's such a good achievement. Oh, hi, KM. It's good to see you. Let's see. How goes it? Sorry, I was eating my charcoal. It goes really well. I'm a little sleepy. We just came back from a World Oddities Expo in South Carolina. Yeah, it went really well. I was so relieved. I was so relieved we made our goal. I was so relieved everyone there was so nice. It was such a good vibe. It was a really good event. So everything went so well, and we came back home safely last night. And now we're here. We did some cleaning. We were productive today. I already restocked some items for the shop. I'm already paying things off, paying all the bills, and it's just like, bleh. I had to do all the boring adult behind the scenes stuff of running a business. Yeah, it's chicken. It's chicken, but it's really, really burnt. I like a lot of my food burnt. But this one was even a little bit burnt for me, right? A little even burnt by my standards. So it's really crunchy. You guys can hear me chewing and hearing the crunch of it. So I say, like, I joke, I'm like, oh, it's like charcoal. You can just taste the burnt. The book was awkward in the way dinners with her dad's newest wives were. I like that line. And that they rambled about people she had no context for, and it lasted too long, which was very weird for any heroic biography, with its rigid cliches of God-kissed heroes born in poverty, performs great deeds, then retire, happy, rich, and with their true love. Lonnie had read most of them. It's the only way someone in her generation experienced heroism in pop culture. Darkstar had achieved a final, extraordinary feat, making Lonnie uncomfortable. Let's see. Take the part where Calidor's home overlooks his destroyed village. It was familiar to many heroes, yet as Calidor looked out at the death and ruin of all he loved, quote, I wanted to grieve, but I felt nothing, end quote. Hi, Ghost! The movies based on Calidor Darkstar's life had inspired her to take up fencing. Lonnie was obsessed with them, mostly the latter films with Calidor's daughter, Elena? Lonnie, like most post-war girls, wanted to be Elena. It was why she wore her hair in a braid as Elena did. It was hard to learn about her, though, as she was a private person. Elena, hoping to die in obscurity, moved to Imperial Land, according to her ex-husband. She doubled down on this as the movies about her life became mega blockbusters, making her an icon. Is it hoping to die in obscurity or hoping to live in obscurity? I'm not quite sure. I think you could go either way. That's a genuine question. The book was a hard listen. She had gone to the passage where Calidor had defeated the evil wizard Ragdar, the most famous thing he had ever done, but the passage was off. It should have felt good, the book said. But I don't know. I sat in the dark and drank. I had met Talador, the marauder of 6 rivers. Oh, Castle Stream has your laptop crashing. Oh no. You do want it to be die in obscurity? Okay. Talador was from an even older hero. I don't think it's from. I think Talador was an even older hero, famed for defeating the Beast King of the South. He had done great deeds, yet he was just nervous, tired, and exhausted. As I grew older, I also felt nervous, tired, and exhausted. Lonnie wondered if people were meant to be nervous, tired, and exhausted all the time. Was she even original in that? She sighed and kept listening as the train kept moving forward. I think kept and kept is repeated twice here. So she sighed and kept listening as the train kept moving forward. It could just be as the train continued moving forward, something like that. It can just be like a slightly different word. Hold on, I'm stretching, so the model freaks out, that's why. So let's see. I really like the tone of the excerpts, of the quotations from the book she's reading. I really like it, actually. He had done great deeds, yet he was just tired. He was just nervous, tired, and exhausted. As I grew older, I also felt nervous, tired, and exhausted. I really like that. And then Lonnie wondered if people were meant to be nervous, tired, and exhausted all the time. For some reason, to me, maybe I'm being nitpicky, and I will say that this is a potential nitpick. I know sometimes we can pull off the rule of 3s, but this one, I don't like her repeating it for the 3rd time. Hold on, where's my, There we go. There's my lo-fi beats again. I don't like her repeating it. I like the author. I like, Calidor Darkstar repeating it twice. I don't like Lonnie repeating it for the 3rd time. So this could be a nitpick. This could be a personal bias. But I figured I'd mention it, right? So I like her reflecting back on the book for Calidor Darkstar. I even like a bit of the wizards coming up again and being worried, like, oh, they're drunk, they're fooling around, they're doing stupid shit. Everything, like the desperate losers part, I'm almost wondering, it again kind of felt like, we're going around in different directions, we're being tugged and pulled in different things that's not the main story. Now you think about it, all good. How long has it been? I'll read a smidge more. This was chapter 3. This should be chapter 4. But it's chapter 3 again. Out of curiosity, Cryptid, do you know how far down on queue I am? Yeah, I actually called you earlier. I called you earlier on stream, but you weren't here yet, so then we just kept going on. until we got to Superstar. Superstar was actually after you. But I pinged some people earlier on. None of them responded. We kept going through the list. None of them responded. And then we got to Superstar. And we actually went through quite a decent chunk. Am I in there somewhere? Let's go ahead and look. So I'll get rid of Superstars. Let's see. Let's go all the way to the beginning. After this one, if Dew's still on here, I already said they could be next. Maxim Sharpie, Lord Sanctify. Eli Illustrates, Callie. Dusthead, Dew on the Grass, Cam Gilbertson, Chatty Matty, and then yes, you are here. I don't know how to pronounce your username, I'm so sorry, but yes, you are in there. Disorganized today. That are organized tomorrow? Yeah, you are before... Should I... Everyone keeps wondering where they are in the queue. Chatty Matty, you're after Cam Gilbertson. You're number 9 in the queue. Is there a way to make this public? I don't know. So I was saying earlier in the stream, I'm like, okay, so the story submissions Google form has fixed some problems, me not knowing who people are in Twitch chat because the usernames are different. That. Long-running self-joke of mine. Oh, okay. So it's fixed some issues. It's given me an easy list to delete stuff with, to, once I've read it, for people to resubmit easily, to reconfirm, and give that little barrier of entry so we're not overwhelmed with like 30 plus, 40 plus people in the queue. You can send me a list and I can make a list to post in Discord. Okay. I've seen people do that, I just don't know how. A command for the Google Docs? Or do you, like a command in Twitch chat that's somehow linked to the Google Doc? I don't know how to do that. That sounds fancy. But yeah, maybe I'll make a list and I'll send it to the... Yeah, for the queue. So the queue is just the Google Doc. It's just the Google Doc form. So you're saying there can be a command in Twitch that then shows it connected to the Google Doc form. That's interesting. She stared into the half-lit windows of the store as it bathed her in neon light, trying to catch any skittering. The store sat alone, unguarded and unburdened by neighbors or a road that would make it matter. There was the small, solitary convenience store in the small, near island in the city. The store sat right next to the sea. Lonnie smelled the salt water mixed with the usual other smells of the city. Strange place to have a convenience store, she thought. Blighttown was factories. The store sat in the shadow of Vulcan. A couple blocks away is the lava factory, large man-made volcano run by rockmen who didn't eat or drink. They chewed on rocks for food, so it made no sense to have a convenience store out here. The terror ran through her, the sheer, undiluted terror. The app popped up again. The terror. Is it the terror, or would it just be terror? Command to open up a Google Doc form? Sometimes it's good to make it a noun. Yeah. But I'm just like, has it been described as the terror before? If there was a consistent running theme with her being terrified and being frozen, but did she even have terror in the first one? Let me see. Let's see. She's not, I don't even think it's mentioned the terror in the first one, so then I think we went through the last few chapters. Yeah, I think you can make it the terror if it's something consistently popping up, in which case it's the, because it's the thing we've been talking about for a while in the story. I'm below this. And that's why it's referring to that. Yeah, okay, it's cut. I'm explaining to other people too, like, why am I making this call? Why am I making this suggestion? If a character was terrified or had a particular emotion, and it's repeated, and it's this big plot point for them throughout a story, throughout a series, then when it appears again, it can be referred to as the terror that's always gripped that character, the paranoia that's always gripped that character, whatever it is. Because it's been repeated so much. But if it's the first time we're really naming it or talking about it, then we normally don't refer to it as the, because it's our first introduction to it. There is a bot for it? Okay. I think we have the Nightbot and the stream elements, or maybe we just have stream elements now. It's just one of the French revolutions. And the app popped up again. You have an elevated blood level. Nervous about your first time? She squeaked out a yes. Well, we have a solution. We have another adventurer willing to co-op with you. Would you be up for that? Would you be down? Would you be... Yes, Lonnie yelled, knowing the app would keep going like this if she didn't shut it up. Wonderful. You'll be working with one of our most beloved and respected adventurers, who will be there shortly. Or there's distinct fear, like arachnophobia, as opposed to everyday fear. That's a good use for it, too. Hold on, I'm coming, said the fast-descending shape in the darkness. Hi, sorry, hi, the shape said, stopping in the middle of its run for a moment, and then finally coming into the light. He was a young man wearing homemade armor made out of old baking and frying pans. So he was like right here. Oh, elevated blood level compared to blood pressure. Oh, that's a good point. Blood pressure. That's a good one. I didn't even catch that one. Good job. See, this is why it's so good that we all do this as a group. You guys catch things I don't. Let's see. But I do notice, like, okay, the co-op option is available. As soon as she says yes, then this guy's, like, here. He's already here. He didn't even, like, really have any time to get ready. Hi, nice to meet you. Oh. Running was such a bad idea. He took off one of the frying pans on his right shoulder, came face to face with Lonnie, and shot his right hand out. Hi, nice to meet you. I'm co-oping with you tonight. He was already assigned to this? Okay. Lonnie let go of the small knot in her stomach and immediately tied an even bigger one. Have you ever done this before? Said Lonnie. Oh yeah, tons of times. Like 2 times, he said. He looked at her with beautiful blue eyes, and she saw mossy brown hair sticking out of the motorcycle helmet. Oh, he has a motorcycle helmet. My name is Pigeon. Lonnie. Their phones dinged, and the app spoke up again. Oh my goodness, how lovely, how wonderful. Our records state this is your first official co-op party adventure. Adventurer love and appreciate you using our platform to form a community, and perhaps even a family. Something is weird about that one. Adventurer love and appreciate you using our platform. Something about that's phrased funny. Lovely. As our founder, Kendall Scott, said in his best-selling book, The Great Tenders of the Soul, community is the web which binds lost flickers of light in one. Skip, please, said Lonnie. This guy's the wrong one. It's that the quotation mark is facing the wrong way. Wonderful. Research indicates before entering an allegedly dangerous adventure, you should have a mandatory chit-chat. Adventurers who have done so have a 10% higher chance of survival. This is optimal. This is optional, but you will sacrifice 30% of your pay if you do not engage. If you like, I have surefire conversation starters. 1. I have a funny story about my time in college. This one too. We don't need them, said Lonnie. Oh man, I had a great story about college, Pigeon said. He threw up his hand for a high five. Oh, she said, and he slapped her hand surprisingly gently. So we're almost halfway through. So I might stop here because I went a little bit further than we meant to. We were just supposed to do chapter 2, but then chapter 2 and 3 were kind of quick, so I started going to chapter 4 smidgen. But I might end it here because we're on this cool interaction between Lonnie and Pigeon, which is the new character introduced. And I don't want to go too far before, like, the next action-y thing happens. Probably them fighting the rat or something happening. And I don't want to end there. So I think I'm going to end here, and we can switch over to Dew on the Grass if they're still here. But for now, I pointed out little things throughout it, but let me think of my overall vibes. I thought, as a reader from the first chapter, that this was a story about, right, Lonnie or Lana, going on an adventure. She seems to be struggling, as many young adults are, with apathy, with lacking purpose, with feeling nervous and anxious all the time, with feeling all the dread and the melancholy of this generation. And she's feeling it extend in a fantastical world. There's adventure, there's magic, there's all this stuff, but there's no magic and adventure left for her generation. So that seemed to be what the story was about. Her going out, using modern day silly things like an app to go on an adventure, to try desperately to get on this adventure. And she's listening to heroes, right? The heroes right before everything was kind of taken away from her generation, and they're also struggling with these feelings. So then she's like, are my feelings of melancholy, of listlessness, of lack of motivation, of exhaustion, of being tired, lacking motivation, is that even unique to me? It seemed very much in tune with this comedy in this adventure fantasy land, modern day, dealing with the struggles of that young adult generation that's happening. So I was actually kind of surprised with some of the sidetracks away from it. I'm like, oh, we're pivoting away from the plots and we're focusing on the trains, we're focusing on these other side characters, we're doing this. And then he said there was going to be a new theme of capitalism. And I was like, wait, what theme of capitalism are we going here? I would have almost assumed the theme was one about a character growing, becoming more independent, finding a purpose. Oh, is everything okay? It can be both. It can be. Same with any writing. It can be done. But I was almost surprised. It seemed like you were leaning heavier one way, and then all the times when I'm saying like, oh, I'm getting distracted, we seem to be going on a side pivot. We seem to be doing something else instead, where we're detracting from the plot. And they said, oh no, it's a theme. It's the theme throughout it. I'm like, when was the theme about capitalism? It can be both, and it is both. I almost thought more of this character as a representation of the generation, finding purpose, finding hope, and struggling to find stuff that previous generations have had that her generation doesn't anymore, and the damage and effect on the psyche and stuff like that. When in the literally fantastical, she is. You read that right? Okay, so I almost think you do that aspect of it really, really well for her. Every time where I'm like, oh, we're pivoting away from the plot. Those are all the points when I think you said like, oh, it's about capitalism. And I'm always like, it almost feels like we're pulling away from the plot a little bit. Like we're going on a little side route over here. So my main advice is either maybe we have to merge those two a little bit more strongly, a little bit more intuitively. That way it's one, maybe the side plot of capitalism is bad isn't detracting, isn't pulling us away from the main plot. Maybe it has to be more subtly woven in. Because right now, every time it comes up, it almost feels a little bit like I'm being pulled out of the story. Chapter 2, rather, it's a very short chapter. Only a fraction of it is actually about what Lonnie's doing. Most of it then goes into the musician player that she interacts with, which I'm like, oh, this almost seems like a side pivot. Then the next chapter, chapter 3, we get the descriptions of it. We have a little bit, I'm like, okay, I see a little bit of what you're doing, of like, okay, the spirit dragon is cheaper, it's easier to use, industrialization, capitalism, that's why the dead dragons, spirit dragons, are easier to use compared to a living dragon, which takes a whole kingdom to fund. So I'm like, okay, I see it a little bit there. Hello. I'll type in welcome raiders in case they're stuck in ads. Oh, it's a badger raid. Oh, that's so cute. Let's see. Hello. Welcome on in, badgers. That's so cute. This is a channel mostly of raccoons and possums and coyotes, so badgers fit in perfectly. Hello. Were you guys doing anything fun? Oh, thank you for the follow. And hey, I hope you like hanging out with Cryptid Cult. It's a raid. Hide the booze. The dragons also fit in? Oh my goodness. Hello. Author Christy? That sounds super neat. Were you guys doing anything fun in your stream? What were you guys up to? Huh? This ain't right? Oh, has Archie realized that they're not cryptid hunters? Was reading some of her book, then she stopped? That is evil. Oh no. Room for mimics? I promise we don't make too many sheep disappear. Well, okay. I guess that's fine then. And bring the booze out. It might stop Christy from going. Oh, that's so funny. Cryptid badger hunters. Oh no. Oh, we're gonna find out where Archie hides this time. Room for everyone. Cryptid is awesome. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you. But yeah, so you guys were reading a story, but then you had to stop? Oh no. Maybe that the reader is right in their reaction to the writing. Hi! Oh, you guys know each other? Oh, that's so funny. Hello. Yeah. Nova hangs out with us sometimes. They're so sweet. But yeah, welcome on in. I'm happy to have you guys here. So in this stream right now, we're actually reading from different raccoons and my different followers in the chat. They join the Discord. They're part of a queue. I read their stories aloud for a few pages, and then I give critique on it. And then sometimes people in the chat also give their own feedback and critique, which is perfectly fine. The main thing is we're always going to be nice about it. We're going to give useful critique, right? We're not going to hold back too much, but there's no need to be mean. We don't need to be mean raccoons or bully anybody. But I think a lot of writers, right, we're struggling to get better at our craft, to get better at our storytelling capabilities, and we need that other pair of eyes outside of ourselves to point us in a good direction of stuff to improve on. You know Christy from the tavern. Oh, super cool. Yeah, everyone always says that the reading and writing community here is so small and tight-knit. Everyone kind of knows each other. Look at here, Cryptid is a good cryptid. I hope I am. Sometimes I'm a little sassy, but that's about it. Everyone thinks you're an alcoholic now. Yeah, with everyone mentioning the booze, I'm like, oh, was it kind of like one of those drinking streams where you drink and sip on like wine and stuff and you read like spicy stuff? True critique balances the great with the worth improving. Cryptid is a gamma. That's right, everybody. It's little old Cryptid. You're total, but I let people think what they want. My crazy doesn't need any assistance. Yeah, so you will get along just fine. You have to take a shot on your spinning wheel. Last week you had to take 4 shots. Oh, welcome on in. Here we just have sippies, but it's just water. Or sometimes if I'm feeling adventurous, soda. One time it was even hot cocoa. That was a really nice night. I drank it too fast before there was any sippies. Cryptid is the Sigma? What's that mean? Cryptid has the vibes of the sexy librarian that drinks fancy alcohol. Oh no. You can make jello shots that don't have alcohol in them? Isn't that just jello? Who would want to just take a shot of jello? But also, who would want to take just a shot of alcohol? I don't like alcohol or jello. Maybe this is the wrong... Yeah, I was about to say, wouldn't that just be jello? I'm not the kind of cryptid that likes jello or alcohol. So maybe this isn't the best thing it advertised for me. Oh no. I don't appreciate enough. Is rum fancy? I guess for pirates. Good question. So kind of what you wanted was to show the world was more than just the convenience store, and that there were people living their lives separately. I think that's a really good thing to accomplish, but I'm also keeping in mind this is a short story, right? This is you're planning to publish this in a book of multiple short stories. So I'm like, okay, with a short story, we really got to focus on our main plot. We can't be too wishy. It's got to be a really nice tight plot because you don't have all that space to waste, quote unquote. I know it's not really a waste, right? But I'm saying when you have limited pages for space to tell all the different things. Some books have A, B, and C plots. Short stories, it's a little bit harder to pull it off and give each of those subplots the space to breathe. Here, I almost feel like, oh, we're giving the subplot of the capitalism and all these other characters too much room to breathe. They could be smaller parts of the writing, because most of the writing should be about our main plot, about our main character here dealing with all the stuff. And when you focus on her, it's so good, right? Her struggles are so genuine, they're so heartfelt, they're handled super well. Her internal thoughts, how she's feeling about everything, how she's navigating the world, it feels so genuine. And then, like, over the last few chapters, when we steer to the B plot of the capitalism, that's where I'm like, oh, it almost pulls you out of it a little bit. How would you suggest they get their capitalism message to be more in harmony with the plot, besides, like, cutting content? I think some of this actual scenes, the musician being in the earlier chapter in the train station and hurting themselves, but still continuing to play, needing money. The dragons bit. I think all that stuff can still be kept in, but I think it does have to be condensed. So that's not a full cut of the content, but maybe condensing it a little bit. It should be more naturally woven in. It should be more of a subliminal message woven in of like, oh, look at how much of society is based off of money stuff. Look at how much things about money has affected how things run. Yeah, we do have dragons, but they're spirit dragons. They're the spirits of dead dragons, because real dragons are too expensive to maintain. Yeah, good night, Christy. Sleep well. Thank you so much for the raid. Thank you so much for stopping on by. I really appreciate it. No, my dragons are dead. To be fair, that means your dragons live forever. What does that look like specifically? Sorry, I'm dense. Okay, so for an example, and again, does this writer have to listen to me? Does Superstar have to take this exact example? No. But you want the example, cat, so I'm going to go ahead and show you. So, let's do the player, right? The player here. So I did the example. Chapter 2 is only about 2 pages worth of content. The first paragraph is setting the scene. It's cold, it's winter, it's chilly. She doesn't want to be out here at 2 a.m., right? That's about a paragraph's worth of content, setting the scene. Hello, and thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. I hope you like hanging out with Cryptid Cult. Then we have a couple of paragraphs where it's talking about our main character, Lonnie, right? She's there, she's thinking about like, oh god, I have to get on this train, but oh man, I don't want to go on this train because there's going to be drunk wizards from the wizard college. They're going to be doing stupid shit. I don't want to deal with it. She has to go to the ticket booth. Even the person selling her the ticket is like, why would she want to go there, right? That's a couple of paragraphs, right? Explaining her thoughts, explaining what she's doing, explaining the problem. Then we go unrelated, right? This has nothing to do with the problem. This isn't her worried about the train. This isn't her doing any particular actions. This isn't her having particular thoughts. This is unrelated to her struggle with this new adventure and the mini adventure of getting on the train to get there. She's listening to a random musician that's happening there. There's lots of musicians. She happens to be listening to one. We don't know why, other than that the writing tells us, oh, she's always been interested. She could find the rhythm to any music, right? So it's like, okay, this hasn't been established previously, but okay, we'll go with it for a bit. This is big chunky paragraph right here talking about the music. How does the musical instrument works? What does it look like? How is the dwarf musician playing this, right? All this different stuff. This has a lot of physical screen time, quote unquote, to give an analogy on how this is working. And then it keeps going. She then is describing how the player's hands is moving, how the player's actually interacting with the instrument. That's another small paragraph. And then Lonnie's dancing to it, thinking about it. Player smirks at her. They cut themselves without noticing. It is physically a lot of text on the screen. Wait, what? Oh, this is nice to meet you. Hello, hello. This joke never gets old? Wait, what joke? So you wanted to establish that there is just a lot of people like her. To me, I didn't get the association of this is someone like her. I got the association of, why are we focused on music all of a sudden? You're focused on going to a quest. She's got her first quest ever. She's gonna go fight a rat in a convenience store at 2 a.m. That's where we're going, and now she's focused on the music, this instrument, the this. I think maybe condensing a whole paragraph describing what the instrument looks like. A whole where was I? How it drags her in. I almost thought, like, is this a magical spell? Is this a magical spell? He's like hypnotizing her. And then we have over half a page just their conversation. Maybe even just shortening this down to as she's about to get on the train, right? There's a musician and he asks her, oh, like please, tip, I need to make rent. All the conversation he has with her. And then she's like, oh no, I'm gonna keep going, I'm gonna miss my train. But then she notices, like, oh, he's cut himself, he's bleeding a bit. Okay, she feels bad, he can't play his instrument anymore, he's trying to keep playing it. She passes him the 10 and then keeps going on her way feeling bad. So I just say it's not about getting rid of this context, it's just maybe condensing some of the details down. We don't need, I think this paragraph is the biggest in the entire chapter. And it's about describing what an instrument looks like. Let's see. What do you want the reader to take home from this story? Is it the feeling of this person sensing the world, or is there an undertone of the world being a setting that showcases a bigger problem? So yeah, we have two different subplots or themes that are happening here. One, which I've seen from the first chapter and every chapter here, and I think it's handled really, really amazingly well, is that our main character is a young adult struggling, even in a magical fantasy world, with lack of motivation, with lack of purpose, with feeling that all the adventures were taken by the previous generations and there's nothing real adventure left for her generation. That listlessness, that lack of being able to get up in the morning and know what you're going to do, right? That really big, like, problems with our generation, with some of the generations we're seeing now, but even in a fantasy setting. So it's a really cool vibe for that, and it's handled so well. And then there's the subplot, which is capitalism, right? Capitalism be bad and causes bad things. So sometimes when we sidetrack too hard, and I'm not saying not to go into the capitalism is bad at all subplot. I think having a subplot is good. Sometimes it just leans a little too far and too long into that subplot. It detracts from the really, really compelling narration of Lonnie. Again, half of chapter 2 is about this musician. When I'm thinking, he could have a quarter of the chapter. It could be a little interaction. It could be a little bit of world building that's casually leaned in. Because again, if most of your chapter isn't about your main character, it's about this little side one-off character. I imagine that a character feeling that way would notice the world less. When people feel suppressed, unmotivated, etc., they become more internal about things rather than external. So they'd notice the things that support their mood. And then that kind of thing is actually shown in the next chapter. So this was chapter 2. Chapter 3, we are in the train, or we're getting ready for the train. We're in the train that's going to be pulled by the spirit dragon. And then we're noticing the wizard she was worried about, right? The drunk wizards. A little bit of world building as a treat. Right? So we have the wizards. And then her eyes fixed on the living, breathing sweatshirt in the corner. Wasn't magically enchanted, at least not to the naked eye. It's just whatever creature lay in the depths of that sweatshirt had the hoodie pulled so low, all she really could see of it, the jeans and the big giant headphones it was listening to. This was one of her people. It was hard to put into words what her people were like, but desperate losers fit best. She put herself in with them. They were both just trying not to take up too much space. I mean, I'll be honest, in this I just write sequences because I like them. I think they flow really well. But if this is too much of a distraction, I can cut it out and use it for something else. You're over 27,000 points. Yay! 23 left to go. Is magic generally visible today? I mean, this train's being pulled by a spirit dragon. But you can't look at it because it's like the sun. It will burn out your eyeballs. You don't want it burning out your eyeballs. So yeah, there's a lot of magic in this world, which I think is such a good setting. for this comedy fantasy, this coming of age, this coming of finding of purpose story for the younger generation. Yes, does this serve the story? And that's what I was even asking. I was figuring out, like, is the capitalism subplot a kill your darling, or is it just a condense your darling, squish your darling down a little bit, like cut off a leg, cut off an arm, but the darling can stay there. Which is my idea. If you want to show other people, I'm not saying not to. I'm just saying condense it a bit, right? We can still have the musician injured, and then Lonnie gives them money, just not a half a chapter, right? Just condense it down a little bit, right? Get rid of a whole paragraph describing their instrument, because the describing of the instrument isn't important for what you wanted. If the importance is, oh, look at somebody else struggling like Lonnie is, their instrument and how it works doesn't matter for that, especially an entire paragraph worth of description of it and how amazing they are at it. Because right now Lonnie's struggling because she's maybe not too amazing at anything. She's finding her purpose. Well, do you want to establish this world has different types of instruments? Or do you want to establish, hey, these other people are struggling? And the struggle is the main A-plot, that, hey, the young 20s, the adventure, the magic is gone in this magical world. So if you're focusing on too many things, if you're juggling too many things that don't all fit, then it might come to a kill your darlings thing. These dangerous things. The way I was hoping it would. I don't want you to get frustrated with it. That I was pointing things out. It could be condensed. It could be cut. It could be rearranged a bit. There's multiple fixes to it to get the vibe you want. But I think you're asking, like, okay, what is the vibe you want? So it's just thoughts and ideas. The same way as, let's see here. I really liked her reading and listening to The Last Barbarian. I thought that was the really intuitive, like, we are back with Lonnie again. This is her internalizing stuff. This is us feeling with our character more. You know what the vibe I want? Is the vibe when I was going home late at night and took the subway, and I was in a miserable mood, and then I saw a guy playing music, and that picked me up. And I was trying to explain that sometimes that happens. But even then, that's a different vibe. That's being picked up when you're feeling down. And I didn't particularly get her being picked up. I actually got her being more worried and feeling awkward because this guy started bleeding and she felt guilty and then she had to run. So even that vibe, that was the vibe we're going for. One, I'm not sure that works for this particular story. It can always be used for something else. But also, that's the vibe you're going for. I'm like, oh, I felt like horrible. I'm like, oh god, how horrible. You're listening to this musician. They start bleeding in the middle of a public place. So you give them $10 and you skedaddle. Yeah. As a reader, since this is a magic world, I actually thought she was being, like, hypnotized. I thought he was casting a spell. I thought something nefarious was going on. Plot can be emotion, not just action. It feels like you're wanting to show the reader that the world contributes to the depth of emotion. I do think we can have the character, we can have Lonnie feeling stuff, just not to the broad expanse that it overshadows the main plot. We always want our smaller plots to weave in and be natural and help our main plot, not overshadow it. So what? I didn't even get to my critique yet. Oh my goodness. We got so sidetracked. It was when I wrote this. It's all good. So yeah, I feel like sometimes that capitalism subplot is coming in and steering you a little bit astray. It can still stay at this point. I think maybe just tone it back a little bit. Maybe even going in. I know you like highlights because I see highlights and different color coding stuff throughout, so I think you like highlights. Maybe even going in and looking at your own work and highlighting, okay, what is Lonnie? What is Lonnie's plot? What is her main thing of dealing with struggling and that coming of age story for this new generation that's lost the opportunity for adventure and magic in a magical world. And then what's the B plot? What's the capitalism? and then check, does that highlighted section of for capitalism overshadow Lonnie's plot? She is kind of to reconnect with the world, and she's starting to reconnect was another thing I was hoping for. Yeah, I do like that. I like her now interacting. She got on the app. She's out doing stuff, even if she's unprepared for it. She's has to do stuff she doesn't want, like getting this particular train. She has to go on the train anyway, and she's seeing people again. She's now interacting with Pigeon. She's doing things she's unprepared for, like fighting this potential rat that's coming up, right? The rat fight. She's interacting with the world more. And I think that was something I got to. Like, she's reconnecting with it. She's seeing the world rather than just being holed up in her apartment doing nothing all day. Is this exclusive to short stories, like not wanting filler? It's more intense for short stories because you have such a limited physical amount of space to do. For bigger stories, you do have a little bit more wiggle room. That's when you can have stuff like A, B, and C plots, right? Your main plot, and then a secondary, sometimes even a tertiary subplot, if you can weave them in really, really well. It has to be handled carefully to not get too crazy. And filler's always going to be a subjective thing. Something like, you could argue Lord of the Rings has a lot of fucking filler in it. Has so much descriptions of the trees, right? Not even the magic talking trees, just general trees. It has so much to do with food. That was plot relevant because it's showing stuff compared to the horribleness of war, right? It's shown almost in a Studio Ghibli way. Look at what the purpose of life, look at the good stuff in life is food and friends and family and safe homes and cozy comforts, compared to yeah, Lord of the Rings would never be published if it were sent to a publisher today. Absolutely. Hanging out with each other. I always consider myself a character first writer. And that's why I'm almost like, oh, I love you do so well with Lonnie. Lonnie's a great character. That's why I said, oh, during certain scenes I'm being pulled away because you almost focus on a different character, right? We focus on the musician. We focus on this random other thing in a hoodie in the train. We focus on someone else. And I'm like, no, go back to Lonnie. Go back to our character. What would happen to Lonnie? And then show the darkness of the altar. But with images, you can do that more easily. The color green is 2 millennia later. And this is why trees are green. Oh. Yeah, you can give it more flavor. Yeah, I would definitely, I think Rebecca's right. You can give it more flavor when it's a full novel. You have more of that wiggle room. But can you do anything like crazy with it? No, I think then it gets to be like, what are we doing? Even in animation, right? Even in animations and shows that are generally more fast paced, that you can do more quote unquote filler stuff, people are still very harsh on filler episodes, right? There's a lot of critique on filler episodes. A lot of people don't like them. Some people do. Some people are fine with it. I don't hate a filler episode, but overall we're getting much more harsh on like, no, what's actually the story? What are you quote unquote wasting my time for with something else, with this other nonsense, instead of telling me the story and the world and the vibe that I'm here for? If you can win somebody over and they're a fan and they love your work and they love this character and they love this world, then they'll go and consume all your filler stuff, all your world building manuscripts, all your side story stuff, all the information about character 392. Once you have somebody loving it, right, when somebody's already won over. But to give too much filler or world building or excessive craziness before something's fully won a reader over, it's very hard now. Let's see. Well, the hoodie was for projecting on somebody. It's harder because you're aiming for like a smaller work. Yeah, that's a short story and a novel are very different things. That is not just a smaller work, that's a significantly smaller work count. Let's see. Because you're having to fit something meaningful into a tighter space, you had to stay very close to your purpose and meaning for the story. You had to make sure every single word serves the story. It's an expectation of traditional publishers, not me. Indies get to write as long as we like and build rich and intriguing worlds as long as our readers are the kind to love that. And full disclosure, just because you are... This isn't about you, Rebecca, sorry, before clarifying. This is to you as a general whole, you as all my raccoons, you as anyone who watches this VOD years from now. If you, non-general, non-specific, are an indie author and you write something and it has all the different stuff, has all the world building, has all the lore, it has this, it has that, it has 200 bajillion characters that goes into this ancestry for every single one of them, and it's all about that because that's what you wanted to write. That's totally fine. It's what you wanted to write. But then if you get upset or antsy that no readers wanted to slog their way through all that shit, and they get mad and upset and blame the readers, it's like, no, you just didn't make something for the readers, and that's fine. You made something for you, but don't be upset that you made something for you and then nobody besides you likes it. I see a lot of authors being like, I'm gonna write what I want to write, and then a bajillion other readers will also like it and give me money, and it's like, sometimes those things don't correspond. What kind of story the content is? Everything can be. I think everything should be filled with the flavor, right? Even everything here, the voice of the character has flavor. That's part of the flavor of the story. She has a very strong voice as a character. The royal you, yeah, exactly. Before anyone takes it out of context, everything should kind of have the flavor of the story. Well, ideally you don't have filler anywhere. If it's filler, then it's wasting a reader's time. Flavor is about letting yourself take more time to give a richer world where it exists in a bigger context, like more than just this story can exist within. My one skill is I'm good at voice. I think you have a lot of good skills. I hope you're not too mean on harsh on yourself like this all the time. I think you have a lot of great skills here. There's great writing, there's great character voice, there's great personality coming through, there's great there's great world building being shown with the idea of the dragons and how spirit dragons versus real dragons are being used. How do these different characters and races and stuff happen? How does it feel when the last hero has already done the last heroic thing? What's left for a society that praises heroes? There's a lot of great world building here. So I wouldn't say flavor and filler. Filler, I think, is okay in pieces. Like, you can have a line or two of filler. I'll be fully honest. You can have, because it's for the flavor, right? It's for the bit. Like, I would argue if the filler is for the flavor, it's for the voice of it. You can think of stuff. I think the most common example is going to be like a Lemony Snicket book, right? If you think of a Lemony Snicket book, for anyone who's aware of it, right, Lemony Snicket as the narrator, as the voice, the narrator of that book, starts going on, and they'll explain things like, yes, the poison for Cusco, Cusco's poison, the poison specifically chosen for Cusco. This is what it means to be miserable, the most horrible thing. He'll do definitions of stuff, right? He'll explain things, and then reveal, like, pull back the curtain and be like, oh yeah, this is what happened with the Baudelaire children. They are miserable. And in this case, it means because, like, their family died, right? That's for the flavor. And if it was used too often, it would be like, okay, every single page had that, then no. You're sprinkling that flavor, those definitions, that tone of the narrator. It takes a little bit throughout the book at these certain pivotal points, that then it's the flavor. If it was too often, it's overwhelming, and then it's filler. So it's kind of that balancing act. It was almost double the length it was now for the musician bit. Oh my goodness. We went for all kinds of different things. It's easy to say anything that doesn't serve the story, but then that's specific to genre, niche, story type, length, audience, etc. I think it's something it's hard to define. You gotta look at it. You gotta look at it and see. I thought I'd already cut it down. Maybe then if you have more words to play with, if there's more space, maybe even give more for Lonnie in chapter 2, because Lonnie is kind of pushed to the side a bit in chapter 2. She shows up, she buys her ticket, and then boof, she is gone. She is gonzo. And it's mostly about the musician until then she hands him tenor and she runs away. But yeah, so I think my 2 critiques are look back, maybe even highlight sections. What's for my plot A, right? Lonnie and dealing with a generational listlessness and lack of motivation. What's Lonnie's plot A, and then B, my capitalism plot. Highlight it, physically highlight, give them 2 different colors and highlight each section. And then see, when does one scene overtake the other. They should be kind of mixed in. The B plot should be mixed in. It should be a little bit more woven into little sections of the A plot. That was like a definitive young person thing. It's just being tired and exhausted and riding a train at night. And if it was focusing on her, I definitely got that vibe with the audiobook part. Her on this train alone, she's worried about the lizards. She turns into her headset, her thingamajigs, the things in her ears. She's listening to this audiobook, and then she's getting all up in her head, worried and thinking like, oh, does everyone feel this way? Or even my feelings not unique to me. That was when that feeling of being tired and young and exhausted and alone and in your thoughts on a train, that's when that hit, that scene. Let's see, I keep highlighting the wrong part. That's when that scene hit. That feeling, that's when it happened. You know, it's just right, entirely cut the first 2 chapters. What's coming for the story now, I've actually started chapter 3. No, I think honestly, I fell in love with this writer's first chapter. I was like, oh, I get the vibe. I get the setting. I fell in love with the first chapter. I honestly don't think I even gave too many critiques for cutting it, right? I think we pointed out the tense shifting, and we pointed out the something else, but I don't remember what. But I think I had really, really strong opinions. I remember the other one was mention Lonnie earlier in chapter 1. She's not mentioned until the bottom of the first page, and she's the main character. See if you can mention our main character a little bit earlier in the first 2 or 3 paragraphs at least, if not the very beginning, rather than wait to the end of the first page. But I had really good things to say for the first chapter. It's really only this later chapter where I'm like, now we're gotta mess with the plot a bit more. Oh, you were answering Kat. That's fine. Me at this point. Let's see. Well, thank you for the follow. I hope you like hanging out with the Cryptid cult. Let's see. But I do absolutely believe with you, Rebecca. Agree with you, Rebecca. I've seen as we're doing this critique streams, there's a lot of writers where like sometimes I'll read the first 3 pages and I'm like, wait a second, and I'm like, actually, I hold off on the critique and I'm like, let me keep reading. Let me skim through this real quick. Let's read chapter 2. Let's read chapter 3, and I'll like keep going through a bit, and then I'll be like, this is the beginning of your story here in chapter 2 and chapter 3. Get rid of the I've seen a lot of reliance on prologues. Sometimes prologues, I'm not against prologues. I always say prologue has to be well earned. Prologue has to earn that spot before chapter 1. It's gotta be a good prologue. It can't just be for the vibes and the woo-woo and cause you think it's neat. It's gotta earn that fucking spot before chapter 1. And I don't like prologues that go on too long, especially longer than chapter 1. I'm like, what's happening here? But I do see a lot of like, oh, okay, look, there's some struggle in figuring out where the story actually starts. So I do agree with you there. Oh, 280 followers. Oh my goodness, don't scare me. We want the reader to be in the story, not in the world. Lord of the Rings wouldn't get published in today's world. Yeah, a lot of stuff historically that's iconic now would not get published now. Not to use Super Shy, that's just a general, like, oh yeah, so stuff like Lord of the Rings would not get published now without major changes. Major changes. I even said I'm not totally opposed to some filler. I'm more relaxed about it than most readers. But there's some scenes with the Hobbit and Lord of the Rings where I'm like, oh my god. uh, yeah. So sorry. This one was a little harsher than the earlier chapters. I love those earlier chapters, but here I'm starting to notice some of those plot things. I wouldn't even say cut it yet. I'd say maybe highlight the stuff you're thinking of cutting, and sit with it for a bit. So it's not cut yet. Just highlight it, think about it. And then maybe as you resubmit and we read more, I'll get more of an idea for the story and what scenes that I would suggest keeping or cutting. And that's totally fine, not to rush into cutting stuff yet. Just think about it for a bit. So if you have the flavor at the front, it becomes filler. I really don't think readers are as stupid as some people seem to think. No, I think readers are very, very smart. Well, okay, let me take it back. Let me roll it back a bit. I think readers are people, right? Readers are people. People can be very, very smart. Some people can be the dumbest brick in the wall. And I say that, and sometimes I describe myself as like, oh, I was the dumbest brick in the wall for a minute there. My bad. So I won't give that insult to anyone else without also saying like, hey, sometimes I have my moments too. Don't you worry. But what was I saying? But yeah, so no, it's not an overall thing. I think some readers are incredibly intelligent, more intelligent than some of us can even comprehend. Some readers are average intelligence, and some readers will surprise you with how not as smart they be. So you kind of gotta balance it a little bit. I don't know, like in my life when I'm traveling home, that I'm just like some forgotten little speck in the world and everybody else is living the story. I was just really trying to emphasize that's how she felt. Yeah, and I so got it with the audiobook part. Her listening to The Last Barbarian, her thinking about these different characters, her growing up and wanting to be that hero's daughter, all this different stuff. And she's just like, oh, like it's not even just me. Other people struggle with this too, except they're more famous and I'm not. I'm just me. This was such a good scene. I really liked this scene. This, I would say, I'm almost as attached to as chapter 1. I have a lot of strong feelings for chapter 1. I have a lot of strong feelings for Lonnie just listening to this audiobook and realizing like, oh yeah, even my feelings aren't unique. But the other people who had it were far greater. That was Calidor Darkstar feeling exhausted and tired. This is just me, Lonnie Nobody, feeling exhausted and tired. I'm not special. I think this was the good scene.
Auntie Cryptid. I found the best thing ever. It's so amazing. I ate 3 pineapple pizzas in one go. It was so delicious. And some old guy taught me how to make blueberry pizza. I want to share with you.
That's very nice of you, baby raccoon. Of every part of the chapter so far. Ooh, nice. So you have a fan over here with Zoe. Zoe's #1 fan. Just kind of, there's belonging and feeling that way. Yeah, I really felt that connection to Lonnie here. That was when I felt it. If you want as a reader experience, like when did you feel that vibe you were going for? It was here. Did you get me that note? Okay. Like I said, highlight it, think about it. I'm always harsh with my stuff. I always cut stuff out very willy-nilly. So I think, like, cut it, think about it, save it in another document. Like you said, you can use it for something else. And then if you want to keep submitting in the future, right, if you want to resubmit and have more read, which I'd love it. I'd love it if you would, because I really do like this story. Then as we can go on, we can maybe look more into, like, okay, which of these scenes that we're thinking of cutting could come up again later in the script. How could we weave them in a bit more naturally, and what stuff just deserve to be cut. You know, that's hell yeah. Pineapple pizza for the win. Oh, get out of here. Get out of here. Think so, you're right. I'm triple the word count of every single passage. Not the musical instrument part. That's 3 paragraphs now. No. I feel like a like Chica Markiplier's video. No. Oh my goodness. Let's see. It was like 6 paragraphs before. Get out of here. I'm banned. Anyway, but yeah, so my 2... God damn, we keep getting distracted. I keep reading stuff. 2 is think about when is your B plot overcoming your A plot too much. We want it to weave in more naturally. And my second critique is double checking the tenses still, but you were already aware of that, so I feel like that's a cop-out to tell you to focus on that one again. But honestly, I really liked it, other than the parts again where I was being thrown out of it from the B plot. So I actually think this is just the one critique. We did some minor spelling issues, other than again like your tenses. That's a critique from earlier. You already know you need to work on your tenses. But otherwise, I normally I try to do 2 big critiques. I really feel like it's just the one. I feel like it's just the one. I'm not worried about you coming off wrong, Superstar. You keep saying like, oh, I hope you're not coming off this way. I'm not taking it that way. I, as Cryptid, as the host of the stream, have to check myself, even if my person getting critiqued is okay with the bigger critiques. I had to also realize there's new people, there's lurkers, there's people just coming into the stream. They're seeing how this critique works, and I generally like to have it as a nicer, easy thing to, because some people are scared to submit, right? They're really scared and anxious. They don't want this level of harsher critique. So normally I had to like check myself, and I had to be like, oh wait, for everyone else in the audience, in audience land, and TV and streamer and Twitch land, this is an easy fix. You can just condense it. You can just do this. This is right. It's nice, easy, little easy, happy feet. I had to mind not just you. I had to mind everyone else watching the critique. And some people get very, very scared. I know because they've mentioned it to me, like, oh, I only trust Cryptid for the critique because I'm so scared, and even with Cryptid I'm scared. I'm like, well, I don't want you to be scared. Like, no, I wrote it so it's good. I feel ya. But I want the story to be really good, so I'm always willing to listen to people. I tried to condense it, and I thought I had. You're not the first writer who's had this problem, don't you worry. There's several writers where they're like, no, I already showed you the condensed version. And I'm like, it needs... it needs to be condensed more. There's some people who are overwriters, there's some people who are underwriters. It's so funny. We are an easily influenced audience, you feel. Love that you're nurturing writers, Cryptid. I'm trying my best, though, Rebecca. I'm trying my best, though. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. It just is what it is. So, with that being said, normally I try to give 2 critiques. We pointed out little things, some spelling errors, some like little plot things. But other than the tenses and just making sure your B plot doesn't overwhelm A plot, I feel like that's it. Cryptid is good people. I fucking try. I think sometimes you guys think I'm nicer than I really am, which is why I feel the need to like, hey, remember, I'm an asshole in real life. Please remember, please don't be shocked. If you guys hear a random story of a Florida woman who is also a blue booba Twitch streamer or something, going fucking feral and cussing someone out in the parking lot outside of Denny's, okay? Don't be like, oh, Cryptid never told us she was mean before. Like, yes, Cryptid did. Mother Blueba, the nurturer, the scribe. Like, I'd rather be an overwriter than cut down than an underwriter and write up. Yeah, I think it's just a preference. There are writers who do both. I think I'm similar to you. I was like trying to just think about like, which one would I rather do? And I'm always like, oh yeah, because I think I'm so unattached to stuff. It's really easy for me to cut stuff if it doesn't serve my story. I'm very harsh with myself. Sometimes I actually cut too much, and then people were being like, Cryptid, you didn't describe your setting at all. And I'm like, oh yeah, I cut everything out of that because it was boring. Sometimes I cut too much. That's now my problem. I cut things too easily. So I think, but then me looking at stuff and being like, I don't want to write more words about this stupid thing. Now I gotta come up with words. I wouldn't want to be an underwriter who has to come up with more stuff. So that your brain knows more than the reader does. You have to make sure you leave enough for your readers to know the stuff too. Some writers overwrite then cut, others underwrite then add. Yeah, it's definitely just a preference. Yeah, exactly. My brain does know more. So then I cut stuff and I'm like, what do you mean it's not there anymore? That's why critiques are so helpful, right? You even point out, like, oh, you didn't realize. I'm like, hey, wait, is this a train station or is it a subway train? And you were like, oh, yeah, it's a subway train. But I was from Massachusetts and I'm so used to, like, trains that I was like, wait a second. Making stuff is the best. Oh, that's the real life instrument? Very cool, very cool. But yeah, it's just these funny little things. Different writers have different preferences. That was the reason, like, oh, I'm like you too. I'm totally fine with cutting stuff. I actually need to be less harsh with my cutting stuff because I cut too much now. I mean, Subway, it didn't occur to me that I probably should clarify that you were 100% right. So it's just one of those funny things. That's why I need stuff. Like, I cut away some boring description of some setting and stuff that I'm like, oh, I went too far into it. Let me just cut it. It's not serving it. And then some readers had to be like, hey, you didn't describe the setting enough. And then I was like, yeah, I did. Oh, wait, I cut it. Sometimes, yeah, it's just like you said, it's in your head. It's your own personal, like, thing. Like, yeah, why wouldn't you understand this? You like to reorder more than cut? Yeah, it's just different preferences. So, that was your critique. Thank you so much for submitting. I hope you resubmit more because I really like this story. I really like this world. I think the character you do for the main character is so well done. I'm really interested in more of her story. I really want to see if they fight the rat, if they actually manage to kill the rat. I worry that I said too much of the scene. Ah, because you need to see it with the words. True, true, true. Yeah, like I said, we all have different and opposite issues as writers. Thankfully, none of those issues are unique. Whatever thing we struggle with, there's hundreds of writers that have struggled with it before. We as writers are not unique in that sense. It's so funny. So I did do that one. So let's see if... I took a little while there, but I did say dew on the grass if they were still in, that they could be next. So let's see. Guys, would you believe I've been published before? I absolutely would. I think you have some really great stories. The rat. Yeah, that's the real problem. They will have to actually deal with it. Wait, why did you say it like that? Oh no. But yeah, I would absolutely believe you've been published before. You're a great writer. Getting critique isn't being like, oh god, you're not a good enough writer yet. Professional writers get critique. They get editors. They get all the different stuff. I would totally believe at your level of writing you've been published. Western Australia doesn't have subway, so we'd always assume the train station is open to the air. When I think subway, my only experience is New York, which is very different environment. All of your books have 11 beta readers before that final professional edits. You used to live in New York. Oh, that's a fun fact. Yeah, I was a Massachusetts baby cryptid before I became a Florida cryptid. And our first apartment, one of the apartments we lived in, yeah, I think it was the first, was actually right next to, like, you look out the window, you could see it right next to a train station. So I would fall asleep many times to the sound of the trains coming and going. It was a very normal sound for baby cryptid. A request for mine if we do mine today. I'm so sorry, Chad. I doubt we're going to be able to get to yours today. I'm already pushing it, trying to get to the Mountain Dew on the grass. There we go. 11 because the other 10 can give me critique. The 11th is a friend who only ever raves about how much they love it. So having them ensures my ego isn't completely shattered by the other 10. Can I ask you just one question? You've gotten just a little bit impression of him. What do you think of Pigeon? I like him. He's a little nerdy, he's a little awkward, he's a little gangly. I don't know if he's actually gangly, but like vibe-wise, he's someone's vibe. Very much, you know, when Disney entered their quirky era with Rapunzel, they started making like more quirky characters. Anna from Frozen, that kind of stuff. Very much the vibe of like, okay, this is gonna be someone like a little Hiccup from How to Train Your Dragon, the quirky characters era. Not in a direct. Some people will say like, "Oh, you're saying that in a bad way." I'm like, no, not in a bad way. That's just the era that it was in. There's different eras for the different characters. I very much got the Hiccup vibe from How to Train Your Dragon. So that quirky little person showing up, being a little silly, being like, "Oh yeah, I totally got this." They don't got this. I kind of picture him like he's a traditional, like, scatterbrained wizard. Oh, he's gonna be a wizard. Okay. But he's just young right now. Got it. But yeah, I like him. I think he's fine. If that was your intent of vote, was he likable? Was he a little quirky? Was he just a little bit off and eccentric? And I think he's great. The joke with him is he has more experience than her, but he's only been on one more job. Cam Gilbert's in his hair. Okay. Was Dew on the Grass here? I did say they would be next. How do I check? Oh no, I feel bad. What's all this? Oh, is that where you got published? That's super cool. Do you want to list it in the chat on Discord so anyone not on stream can see it too? Oh, you can just add them? Does that work? But anyways, if Dew on the Grass isn't here, then I might actually cut the stream short. Because I'm still tired. It was supposed to be like a 6.5 hour drive, but because you kept stopping at yarn stores every 2 hours, it was like a little over 8 hours. Probably works, they're technically here. So since it didn't, does that mean they're not? Let me see. Oh, so if the autocomplete works, then they're here. So since mine did, that means they're here? Maybe they just want to wait for a little bit. They could just be lurking. I could just be on their 2nd, 3rd, 5th, 28th monitor. So that's all good. So I think I might call it here. Whether they're over there or not. It's all good. As I said, I could be on their 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 25th monitor. They could have gone to the bathroom. They could be making a sandwich. It's all good. But yeah, if they're not here currently right now, they could have even fallen asleep at their computer, right? I'm pretty boring. But yeah, so I think I might call it a night for now. Just because I'm still tired. I'm still recovering a little bit. I'm not going to push it too far. Well, thank you, Superstar. That's very nice of you. I hope you resubmit it in the future. I hope we get to keep reading this a little bit. You're not that boring. Have you guys seen the Trees Hate You game? I think it's just a demo that's out right now. I don't think the full game's out. But the Trees Hate You demo? Oh my god, that seems so fun. Will you be on tomorrow so I can show up a time? No, not tomorrow. It's streaming every other day. We're resuming the schedule of streaming every other day. So not tomorrow, but the day after. Hey, don't be sorry. You didn't come off as too defensive. It's just me realizing, like, hey, wait, okay, I'm saying this harsher critique. Fuck, there's other people watching this too. Hey, don't be nervous. This is a nice, easy critique stream. Oh, no. Oh. Makes you worry about it even more and the cycle starts anew. It's all good. I believe I'm in the queue for another short story that I'm working on. It's a little bit rougher. Okay, let me check. Dew on the Grass, Cam Gilbertson, and Chatty Matty, Bang, Hide and Heart, and then Superstar again. Yep. This one's a book, maybe web fiction. I don't know, it's me aiming for a young adult story. Got it. So yes, you are in the queue. You're all good. Oh, I'm reading the live on stream here? What's happening? Okay, do I have the doc? I don't think I have it open. Let me check my tabs. There's a backstory behind this particular story, but... And I think you're right. I think you are right behind Maddie. And again, that doesn't necessarily mean it's that exact order. It just depends on who's online at that particular time. I'll go through the queue. And again, there was 3 people in the front of the queue that I pinged, and they just didn't show up. So did I read their story? No, I'm going to wait till they're in. So I think we started with, like, 7? Whatever number it was, right? Like, we kept going until there's somebody here. So just because you're like 9th or 10th or 11th or 22nd or whatever, doesn't mean like, oh no, it's gonna be weeks and weeks and weeks. You could be on tomorrow, I don't know. It just depends. Is 21-2 spaced out? I don't think so. Let's see, so you said it's in hobbies? Let's see. Let's go here, let's go here. Let's go here. Okay. Okay. Change. We don't need that. And then we don't need that. Okay. Let's see. No, I couldn't. You aren't streaming tomorrow? What's happening? Guys, that's not until you get to it weeks later. I hope this is... Let's see. But yeah, it's past midnight, so I'm not going to be streaming on the 22nd. I'll be streaming on the 23rd. Yeah, so Thursday the 23rd, I will then be streaming. Oh, I'm so glad. I hope they were helpful. This is the current world lore of Cryptid Roots, documented by Archie Archives. Oh, there was stuff here. Oh, man, I just didn't scroll down enough. Okay, I think we read the intro. Okay, let me take a sippy. How did this document of the Cryptid Roots world come to be? You may ask. Well, it started with Archie Archives, the one that is writing this, and has been a factor of the continuing world building of the Cryptid Roots world, with the help of fellow fans and Cryptid and Roots. I don't know what to do. What's next to add for the doc? Okay. Wait, who are Cryptid and Root? Well, outside of this world lore, they are siblings that work on a small business together with their family that sells patches and apparel, which I recommend buying. Yay! Cryptid is a VTuber that streams on Twitch in the writing and reading category, where she does little commentary and helpful critiques for the fans that submit their stories, or writing to her for her to read out. Maybe this one's started a little funny. She isn't distracted by chat. Blah. Of course, and Root is a moderator there to keep us in check and is somehow quite more popular than Cryptid, even though they don't show it most often. That's right, that's a little fun fact. Cryptid didn't intend to do any reading and critiquing content. Let's see. This was the stuff you were saying in the chat earlier. So how Archie started this and why they started all of this. Well, the simple explanation would be that they are a big fan of Cryptid Roots when they found their VODs channel, a channel where they upload their Twitch video history, which Archie kind of fell in love with because it was the first unique thing they had seen for a long while. Aw, that's so sweet! And they wanted to join in, but they didn't know how for a long time till they stumbled on how to join them. After meeting their idol, You've been busy, I'm back though. Hi, Heidenheart, welcome on back. And they had fun with everyone even till today. Archie has so far made Raccoon News, where they've become the news anchor of Raccoon News, the Cryptid Roots clipping channel, the Cryptid Roots wiki, and this document for now. There will probably be more, and Archie's goal is to make the Cryptid Roots channel grow, so that's how this document of the Cryptid Roots world came to be. Aww, thank you so much, Archie. Let's see. Should there be like a fun little thing? Because Archie has something to do with the dark web too, and the spiders, right? Maybe it could be like a little hint, like, oh, Archie has definitely most certainly not been involved in the creation of any dark web happening in the raccoon world. Cryptid recognition and observation catalog. That's me. Are we gonna put other cryptids here? Hold on, my mom's gonna glitch out. It's been established that the dark web is playing Neopets with the lights off. Oh, it's gonna be in the facts area. Okay, okay. Oh, come here, mouse. This is the different giraffes. Okay, okay. So it's just the different drafts of that thing from earlier. Okay, gotta make sure. I was just double checking it. Okay. Yeah, I think it's a cute little intro. So this would be like we're pretending this is almost like a little journal archive that Archie is writing. Like, oh, how did this journal come to be? Da, 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 da. Should there maybe? Oh, can we have a tab with Cryptid's human journal? Oh, would everyone like that if we do Raccoon Channel 6 news? Should we also have a maybe not every stream, but maybe just a weekly thing of an excerpt of Cryptid's human journal field notes? Would that be a cute little thing for people to see? That could be really cute. There'll be like blurry photos of people and humans, and screenshots of people, and Cryptid writing like not correct notes and observations of what she thinks it means. Just need some help from you. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So okay, yeah, we'll work on that now that I'm back from my trip. We can start working on that in the morning. That's all good. But yeah, I think it's such a fun project. I think it's super cute. I'm really, really thrilled with it. I should know how to read.
I knew how to read. All I do is look at the Raccoon Daily News comics and try and figure out what the story is without understanding the words.
Baby Raccoon, do we need to get you tested? Are you dyslexic too? Does it run in the raccoon family? Are we all dyslexic? Oh no. I already had the dyslexia. Roots has the dyslexia. Does Baby Raccoon have dyslexia too? How do we get raccoons tested for dyslexia? That very likely runs in the rat family because you also have the dyslexia. No! Oh no, it's contagious. Oh no. The PNG photo image, yes. Let me find. Is it on this computer? I don't think it's on this computer. I think it's on my work laptop. I don't think it's. I can look. Hold on, hold on. A search. Do 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 do. Maybe it'll be in the raccoons folder. Let's see. It's in downloads, raccoon emotes. Let's see, view. Oh, you're not showing me any of these. I don't think it's on this one. I just see my raccoon emotes. I don't see my actual PNG model. Where's my stuff? I closed all my tabs in order to look. Do. Number one, dyslexia, that's what caused the apocalypse. Oh no. Once had a debate with somebody if reading a wordless comic counts as reading. I didn't have a belief one way or another, but it was like it made me curious. You made Croc as in crocodile for Floridian if nobody notices. Oh, that's super cute. I know, so I'm like, oh, it looks like Croc, and then I just didn't say anything. I'm like, oh, that's just a funny little quirky dink. I didn't know you purposely did it. That's funny. All the drama surrounding newspaper comics? What drama surrounding newspaper comics? No, don't even tell me. I don't want to know the drama. I don't even want to know. I asked a question and I'm like, nope, never mind. Never mind, I don't want to know. Don't want to know anymore. So, okay, you need me to send you the PNG? I need to write a list. Hold on. I'm gonna make myself a list. I'll make myself a list in the Discord. So, in morning, send PNG, favorite pick to Zoe. Write down physical description of Cryptid and Roots. And then what else was it? What should I get into? The Cancer and Funky Winky Bean? What? Superstar, I don't even understand how half of these words are connected. Wait, what? Let's see. So Zoe, I need to send you the PNG tuber pic. I need to write down the physical description of Cryptid and Roots for you. Because I said it before and you just need to actually write it down. So I need to write it down. What else do you need from me? And I already forgot what was the newest thing. Let's see. Is that it? Oh god, you have notes too. Oh dear god. We gotta compare notes now. Like a joke comic about high school kids and then somehow became like a tortuously drawn out dark drama of cancer, but they would still do terrible puns at the end of every strip. It's called Funky Winker Bean. What? I'm so glad I'm not on whatever part of the internet this is about. I need to protect my peace, my brain, and my peace, and my peace in my brain. I'm so glad it's a newspaper comic. I'm so glad I don't have newspapers. Okay, little fun facts about you. About Cryptid plus Roots. In and out of Cryptid world. Okay. Okay. There we go. I sent it in the general chatting that you guys can hold me accountable. That's what I'm doing when I wake up. That's what I'm gonna do. I gotta do all that. The lavender card thing? What? As a reference, just kidding? Okay, okay. Very seriously thinking about doing a video about them? You should. Listen, you gotta do the fun stuff while you still have the motivation for it. As soon as the motivation dies, you're screwed. Look at me and my entire planned out FNAF channel I was gonna do, Five Nights at Freddy's lore channel. I was gonna make a cross-referenced website. I was gonna make a website for it that would cross-reference every name and physical description and date. And like, so it's like all the cross-reference of all the information, all the technical information between the games and the books and the other forms of official media, quote-unquote official media. That way when other people were making their own theory videos and stuff, they could cross-reference, like, oh yeah, what other characters in all of the books also have blonde hair and green eyes? if this isn't such and such character, who else could it theoretically be a reference to? And they could just cross-reference it on the website and see every other mention of a character with blonde hair and like green eyes and be like, oh, okay, it could also be this and this from these sources. You feel like the sequel should have been Six Nights at Freddy's? No, you don't understand. You don't understand. Get out of here, you're banned. So that was where my mind was. I was gonna make an entire website. I was gonna cross-reference stuff. I was literally gonna be the Five Nights at Freddy's online library. I'm not beating the librarian allegations, am I? Oh. I'll add in the Cryptid Human Notes. That's a bigger project. That might be just a weekly thing. It won't be as often as Raccoon Channel 6 News. But yeah, well... Side... Quest... Cryptids... Human Notes... Field... Journal... Excerpt... There you go. Okay, so it's listed down. You're just solidifying it. Yeah, I know. I'm not helping myself at all. But otherwise, I think that's going to be it for tonight. Thank you guys so much for turning up. I know it was just a shorter stream. We only really did one person tonight. But again, I just came back from the trip. It was going to be a little bit of a shorter stream. The next stream is not on the 22nd. It's on the 23rd, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Eastern Time? Eastern Standard Time. Yeah. Ooh, look at you, Zatara! You got all those words down. Huge congrats. But otherwise, thank you guys so much for showing up. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Thank you guys for giving your own good thoughts and ideas and opinions on how we can improve ourselves and each other as writers. I always say I'm just one person. I can't think of everything. So you guys in chat also giving ideas and opinions and counterpoints always helps, always makes not just the person submitting, but myself too as a writer stronger. That's always really nice. Next fan art will be sexy librarian cryptid, but just a regular librarian outfit, because all librarian outfits are sexy. Can you guys believe when I am, as part of a scholarship thing for high schoolers going into college, you have to do a community service stuff. The community service stuff I chose, that was on the approved list, I actually helped out at the library. I was a librarian assistant type person at the local public library. I'm not beating the allegations, am I? Maybe Cryptid was just assigned Cryptid librarian at birth. Maybe that will be the fun fact. If everyone here who's in the Discord, if you're not in the Discord, please go over and hang out with us and join. It's always a good fun party over there. But everyone, since I have to do little fun facts about both the Cryptid and Roots persona, but also some fun facts about us in real life, if you guys have anything you're curious about, do you guys want to know our star signs? Do you guys want to know the zodiacs? Do you guys want to know funny little things? What our favorite foods are? What's our favorite drinks? Any fun facts you would like to ask Cryptid and or Roots or our real life selves, please go ahead and let us know. That way I have some more fun facts to give to the wonderful Zoe Archivist / Archie Archivist. Thank you so much. The prophet say. You were destined at birth to be a librarian. Possibly. Maybe I'm just fighting off destiny and destiny's winning. Oh no. But yeah, go ahead and let me know what's some fun questions. You can let me know in chatting. You can let us know in I don't know. You can DM me. You have returned. I'm so sorry, Des said. I was just saying goodbye. Des said, if you have any fun questions or little fun facts you'd like to learn about Cryptid and or Roots or our real life counterparts, feel free to ask them in the Discord. That way I have more fun facts to give to Zoe. That's right, the link to the Discord is already in the chat. Thank you, Zoe. But otherwise, I'm going to call it a night. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. Thank you guys so much. I love hanging out with you guys, even when I'm a little bit sleepy and tired. But otherwise, I'm going to call it a night. And I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye!